Hello.
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 Can you
Is
hear
everybody
me?
calm? I can hear you. Can you hear
Uh,
me?
Perfectly.
Okay. All righty. We're live.
Hey,
Sorry.
everybody.
That was my calm. And I did try to schedule it. But it, for some strange reason, wouldn't allow me to do it. So I had to do it that way, give some time for people to notice and come in. And if I interfered with anybody else's stream, I apologize. It was not intentional.
Oh, no, I hope not. Oh, well, I mean, it's
Oh
fine.
no, I noticed Dusty went. Um,
Oh,
yeah, so I like to watch Dusty's, and I didn't want to
I,
interfere with her
I do
thing.
too. I love to watch Dusty and Ann craft and stuff. That's,
Yeah.
you know, compared to what, like Barb, which I'm sorry, Barb, my opinion, honey, your shit is junk. It's
Mhm.
embarrassing. Stop embarrassing yourself. We'll get to you, ma'am. Trust me. Yeah,
Well,
trust me.
yes. Well,
Oh,
let's
yes,
well,
trust me. Yes,
I have
but
not been too attentive to her this last week. I just, there are some days or some weeks where you just can't stand the sound of her voice.
oh, yes, well, yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, so what little um let me get my chat up here. What little I noticed is through other people's, streams or comments or stuff like that.
Right, yeah, right. No,
Anyway, let me say hello to people.
absolutely.
Malicious Melissa, she's here. By the way, this is open panel because we're just going to talk. We're not reviewing anything.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk shit.
Dusty, I'm sorry. I saw your notice pop up. Edna's Acre. Uh, who else is in here? Vero, spoiled. That's it. That's it so far. So, hello,
Oh,
ladies.
thank yes, and, but yeah, if you wanna go see what real crafting looks like, go check
Mhm.
out Dusty, go check out Anne's crafts. I mean, these ladies, their stuff is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I sat and watched one day just because, I was gonna chat, and I just watched and was like, "Oh my god, this is what real people look like." Annie Love Crafts, she does her thing, and, this is what normal crafting looks like, not like, oh god, her crap, because that's exactly what it is. And then, we have several ladies behind the scenes too that do chickens, and
Mhm.
our love of chickens started with your average girl.
It
And
did. It
miss
did.
her. She's doing
I
on with
do
her
too.
grown-up life, having a good life. So, but I
I
do miss her.
bet.
I wish she was around more. But she got us really in love with chickens because, you know, her idea. I remember one time her and her husband there, she was talking and she goes, "Yeah, one of the chickens got hurt." And so you look over and there's her husband with the chicken in his lap on the couch.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, I love it. One time she's just so cute about it. She comes, she goes, "Ah, look what I woke up to today." And there's an egg in their bed.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I remember her telling us that, I'm going, "Oh my god,
I know.
okay,
And it's like,
what
and
kind of
if
fluffy
what
duck
something
nuggets
happened to
in
one of
my
those chickens,
bed?"
they went to the vet. I
The
was like, oh man.
truth,
And
and
she had pups
Elizabeth,
too, and
yeah,
but so
and
I mean, oh my
Buttercup.
God. It was hilarious. We could tell I love watch. I don't always leave a comment, but I watch all your chicken videos. The little babies are just adorable, and our very own truth monger has babies too sometimes.
Mhm.
And I love her quote. She's like, she rescued, she put one baby back in, with a mama thinking that would be cool and everything, but mama was not happy about that. Sometimes that happens, I guess. But so she goes, she separated it and she goes, I'm going to have to get some more babies to get with it, and, but she goes, in the meantime, I guess I'll be doing around my stuff with a baby chick in my bra. Like, yep, yep. So, it's
For
just
sure.
awesome. So yes, I'm first one to the chicken videos, trust me, and it's so cute. Just real quick. My goodness, Lord, you guys, y'all know I'm an animal lover. Anything for an animal, I will do it. Anything. I don't
Mhm.
care what it is. And with two cats and a crawl space that needs to be resealed, We are having events every evening with mousing. And
Oh.
yes, and it's gotten so bad, my husband has a brother out west as well, and he goes, "What's the death count today?" You so and because we try to do humane traps, and if I find out anybody's poisoning, because please, if you have an animal problem or just whatever it is, get the humane traps, just do it and take them out into the wilderness, and they're good. But please do not poison them, because if they get in somebody else's house, like they get in mine all the time, and my cat
Mhm.
eats it, they're history. So
Exactly.
yeah, please
And
don't do
and
that.
those sticky things, that's just torture.
It is mean. It is. And they
It is.
have the cute little
Yeah,
humane traps that you can
I'd rather
get.
have the kill traps, to be honest, because, I don't have the ability to take them, and I do get them occasionally, you have to be on top of it. You know the signs,
No. And well, and ours, they're wanting to come in to stay warm.
Mhm.
So they come in,
Oh,
and now
yeah.
hubby was ingenious. He got in the crawl space one year and he goes, "All right," because the little things can just chew through everything. Well, we found out that their little teeth don't like steel wool. So we plug any of the
Oh.
little holes with steel wool, and then he caulks everything in, and
What a
little
great
mice,
idea. I
yes,
was throwing in cotton balls with, peppermint. No, is it
yes,
peppermint? Yeah,
yeah, pepper and
'cause I
mint,
hate
yes,
peppermint,
yeah, clove, they
and,
hate that stuff.
yeah, so that's what I was doing and sealing it off, but, oh, steel wool.
Yeah, absolutely. Because their little teeth don't. I mean, they could probably chew through it with no problem. But maybe it's just, if
Oh,
you've
like
ever,
tinfoil
actually
crust.
bit down. Yes, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a horrible feeling. So maybe that's how it feels when they bite down. But so, hubby's trying to get some sleep. His arthritis was bothering him because we're
Aw.
fucking old. It is what it is. But so, and he, we went to bed insanely early. I mean, my edible had just beat my ass, and I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, I'll go to bed at 9:45. And I wish I hadn't have, because I didn't get
Yeah.
half my stuff done and everything. So I'm laying there, and I don't know why I woke up, but it was like 12:30, and I'm laying there and I hear this squeaky sound. I'm, what the hell is that sound? And we always sleep with a fan. I'm sorry, I don't care. It could be 50 below zero outside and I have a fan. Yes. And I'm like, the fan wasn't making that noise earlier. So what is this? And so I
Oh,
have some curious little critters running around, and I'm like, oh, hell no, please, God. So I got up, flashlight in hand, and yep, sure enough, mouse. I'm like, well, Mousy was having a rough time because I'm sure,
yeah.
he got bounced around like a ping pong ball. And hubby woke up. What's going on? I'm like, it's just a mouse. Go back to sleep, because he wouldn't mess with it anyways. I have to do it. Um, so he goes, "We'll take it outside." I'm like, "Well, what do you think? I was going to snuggle up with it? Yeah, I'm going to take it outside." So I throw a little towel over it and pick it up. But that's what the squeaking was. The poor little thing was crying. And it just breaks my heart. So I put him outside, and of course it's raining. And I'm like, oh. So I go back upstairs. I'm just laying there thinking, Kate, you can't leave that little mouse outside. It's raining. What's gonna happen to it? And it didn't look like it had any blood on it, so it might have just been, because I've seen them carry them around like kittens, by the scruff of the neck. It's like, oh God. And the little poor mice are just screaming bloody murder. So I'm like, ah. So I'm laying there for 45 minutes trying to decide, what do I do? And I'm like, I can't do this. So I went downstairs and went and looked outside, and what was gone. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe it, got happy and ran off. So at least that's a good sign. And I looked around the next day. I didn't see any of the little mouse bodies anywhere. So I'm like, whew, one got away. So it's just like, but he's just looking at me like, really? You're going to lay there and stay awake over a mouse. I said, yes,
I'm
I
with
did that over a
Melissa.
baby bunny not long ago. So what
I'm
do
with
you
Melissa. Oh,
expect?
well. Oh, well. Too bad for you.
Oh no.
I
Well,
mean,
then
I've
I
got a soft heart, Amy, but, it only goes so far, the little disease carrying monsters,
Uh, but I
I'm not
scold
I'm
them every
actually
time. I'm like, guys,
I know.
don't you smell the cats? There's cats here. Don't come out when there's cats here. It's like, I don't understand. So bless their little hearts.
I
Oh.
know, I know. Stupid little thing.
Oh.
They have no right to be so cute looking. Like I had pet rats when I was a kid.
Oh, I did too. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, so I'm not afraid of the mice, but they're not, they're
Hi,
not
Annie.
pets. I'm not bonded to them or to the mice. Not when I was a kid, I loved my Norwegian rat.
Oh, oh, yeah, dude, those are pretty too, by the way.
Yeah, they are very pretty. But anywho, hey, Annie loves crafts.
And well, and we did, oh my God, I don't know how many daisies and bubbles we went through, you
Mm,
know.
yeah,
And everybody's, oh, you have a rat? And I'm like, well, yeah, a lot of the
yeah.
kids I knew had rats. So yeah, we had a rat. And it took mom and dad a little bit to kind of go, yeah, that's not a hamster,
No, and
and
our we had two actually. We had my rat, which was the Norwegian one, or as other people like to point out, the plague carrying rat. Shut up, and a little white lab rat,
right,
which
right.
belonged to my sister, who rescued it from the university.
Oh, good for
Yeah,
her.
yeah. She went
Yeah,
no
good for
and grabbed
her.
it and snuck it out, and it lived
Yay.
out it was blind. It was blinded
Oh.
it was blinded by the university, so she felt horrible and smuggled it out, and it
Oh,
lived out
bless
it,
her.
I think a couple of years with us, and the damn thing thought it was a dog
Oh,
because
yeah.
we had dogs, so,
Oh,
every time somebody came home, the 2 dogs would be running down the hallway, followed by a white rat, and
oh,
way back in the olden days, when you actually had a milkman, we also had a bread man.
right.
So every time it was the bread man that would knock on the back door, and mom would leave the back door open because 60s.
Exactly.
So he would knock and open the door and announce himself with the big box of bread. And then you could hear, um, ma'am, could you come and get your rat? Because Lovey would be sitting at the top of the steps with her little nose waving back and forth. Couldn't see
Oh.
anything, but could smell all this delicious bread, you know? My mother would come out, scoop up poor old Lovey. Sorry, sorry.
That's so cute.
It was because they'd all nap together. It was just another dog, a very small white dog with a scaly tail.
Right, and I took a lot of heat because at one point, we had mice too. I had the little black and white mice only because I had a boa constrictor. And and I worked for a pet shop back in the days, and back the ages ago, folks. Don't get excited. It was a long, long time ago. It was
Uh-huh.
like 21, and I fell in love with one of the boa constrictors that they had. I just love this snake, and we used to have people come in a long time ago because we sold small animals like rabbits, guinea pigs, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. And this one guy would keep coming in, and we knew what it was for. And I'm like, nope, not selling it to you. I'm not selling you a guinea pig to feed to a snake. I'm not doing it.
Oh, not
Go do
guinea
whatever you want. Go
pigs.
trap mice in the fields or something.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I put the guy's picture up and everything. I didn't even own the business. He was a friend of mine, but I'm like, don't sell to this guy. Don't sell anything to this guy. And he'd get pissed off and shit. But it's like, fuck you. I don't care. I'm not
Mhm.
selling you something to feed to an animal. I'm not doing it.
Well,
But
even
I
our
took
oh, I'm sorry.
no, no,
Continue.
no, it's fine. I was saying I just took some heat because, the snake ate mice and, so I did, have to do that, but that was for my snake and that's, how it happened.
Yeah.
So, I did take some heat for that, but, it is what it is. And then, plus we had piranha for over a
Yeah, you
decade.
were telling me about that. That
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, we did. We had piranha. It was fun too because everybody was so kind of scared of, and we only bought two, and it was a stupid thing to do. It was a whim. How embarrassing. You should never do that on a whim. And so the guy's like, "Why don't know why you're buying two, you're gonna end with one." And I said, "Okay, well, we'll see." And they, put them in a little bag and you take them home. These were fry, they're little bitty guys. You
Mhm.
take them home. They don't tell you how to take care of them or anything. And I'm like, well, fuck, now what do I do? I got these two little fish and I have no clue what to do. And this is way, before the internet days were very popular. And so I'm trying to figure out how the hell to do this. So I'm calling other places. Well, finally I called our zoo. And he's like, "Oh no, I can't take your piranha." I said, "That's not what I good because I'm not giving them to you." I said, "I just need to know how to
Oh.
take care of them." And he goes, "You bought piranha?" And I said, "Yeah." And I got a couple of them and I just need to know, what do I do? And so it was awesome. And he was really nice. And we'd ended up being friends for quite some time. And so he gave me instruction, and finally, we got a big beautiful 75-gallon tank and put them in there because you don't want to move them a lot. Because if you do, we found out the hard way when they weren't very old at the time, but we used just a little yellow or just a little green aquarium net to fish them out to put them in another tank, and there's a piranha laying on the floor. I'm like, "Oh, I forgot you have little teeth." So
Ah!
and you very carefully, the cats all run over there. "Ooh, what is it? What is it?" I'm like, "Back off." She's gonna lose a paw, back off. Um, so, but it was awesome. And
Mm.
finally, when the time came when we moved, we were not able to take them with us. And so we gave them to the zoo. And because he knew me well enough by then to know, we took very good care of our animals. And
Right.
but we helped actually start one of the first piranha clubs in our state because you're going to sell them, but nobody knew how to take care of them. So, and they're very misunderstood fish. When you clean their tanks and stuff, I stuck my hand in there. I'm not stupid. You make sure you don't have cuts on your hands, you know. But they were more scared of me. They would hide. If they saw a hand come in there, they'd be like, "Out of there."
Yeah.
And I had one cat. I'll put a picture of it up because I have it. Um, my little black cat, Coco, she's sitting in the background. You can just see the top of her head sticking up. Her favorite thing in life to do is hang out on top of that tank because, the hood light was warm. So she liked to get up there. And I'm like, I just had nightmares at night thinking my cat's going to fall through that tank. And then, you know, because they ate live goldfish. And that was hard too because at first I thought, oh, this is going to be horrible. Honestly, the videos that you see on TV with them ripping things to shreds, that's
Mhm.
because they starved their fish.
Oh,
Because that's what happens when you get an animal that's extremely hungry, it's going to go for it right away.
right.
Other than that, if you fed them routinely and correctly, all you would look up and see was, and that was
Hey,
it.
punch monkey.
"Hey, punch monkey. Hi, everybody." And so that's all you saw was just their mouth open and zip, and that was it. It wasn't awful. It wasn't bloody. It wasn't terrible. They just disappeared.
Mm.
And one day I felt so bad. There was one beautiful goldfish left. And I'm like, "You know what? I'm going to save you." And I put it in a little tank and I had that fish for 7 years. so, so it was just crazy. But, no, there were so many myths about them. They were absolutely beautiful fish and we enjoyed having them and they were a
Yeah, their
conversation piece for
reputation
sure.
precedes them, so so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they were nothing like, the
Thanks,
crazy
Hollywood.
killers, that you see on TV. They weren't anything
Yeah.
like that at all. So
Oh
fun
my
stuff. But I always worried that she was gonna like somehow manage to get that hood off and I hear a splash in the middle of the night. It's like, "No, oh my God." So we made sure that we locked the lid on there. So it was all good.
terrible.
Never had an incident. But she was so
Good.
nosy. She loved watching those fish. They were hers. They were her fish.
Then you have the human piranhas on YouTube.
Yeah, speaking of.
Speaking of, so what has Barb? Let's get Barb out of the way because
Oh,
I know
sure,
that.
sure.
So,
She's nuts.
like I said, I have been pretty much ignoring her for the last week. So
And
what's been up?
I've heard some scuttlebutt, and I've been luckily enough to be able to lurk for a little while here and there. And the woman's just batshit crazy.
Oh, of
She
course.
truly is. She thinks that, oh, she's this big, tough, bad person that YouTube is communicating with her personally on a daily basis about trolls and life. And, they have her medical records. Just like, do you know how you sound? Apparently, she doesn't get it because Ma'am, let me fill you in. You sound like a fucking lunatic. Even though you are a lunatic, but you sound even worse. I mean,
Yeah, I
now
don't know
she's
if it's a
trying to throw her weight around that, she's got a lawyer now pro bono that's going to help her. Oh, really? Uh huh.
yeah.
For the last year, everybody's been waiting to get their channels yanked. And even if you do she bragged about somebody not long ago getting their channel yanked. Well, who knows if you even had anything to do with it, you moron. But they're already back. And you know what? They'll stay back.
Mhm.
So again, nobody, you can't go after anybody.
The
You
thing
you're
about
embarrassing yourself.
the Hey Mean Kitten, the thing that, really had me going was, um, because she's taking credit for Olaf losing her main channel. Um, who knows, really?
Right,
But the
exactly.
thing is, Olaf was never monetized.
No.
So she, may have been slapped with her channel removal, but she hasn't been AdSense banned. So
Right.
if she shifts gear and decides, because she's got her new channel up, and if
Yep.
somebody could post her new channel link, I would appreciate it. And anybody that hasn't subbed, sub,
Oh,
because we need to get
absolutely.
her back up to her previous sub count, because that's just, you know stop watching stuff about you. That's the key to surviving on YouTube, is don't watch everything about you. If I had become such a problem myself and people were making videos about me, I'd block them.
Thank
I
you.
don't need you interfering in my enjoyment of the platform. If you don't like it,
Exactly.
fine. Make all the videos you want about it. Use
Exactly.
all the names you want to use. I don't care. And I don't care so much, is I have no problem blocking you. And that's the problem with people like Chantal and Amberlynn and Glitter and Lasers and they thrive on it.
Oh,
They can
absolutely,
go,
she
yeah,
does.
they can go on and cry and whine, and because that's precisely why Chantal and Amberlynn don't do anything about it. Not really, because they need that engagement. They need that hate
Oh, absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
fuel their channel. So they're both, all those reaction channels, and Chantel or Amberlynn, they have a symbiotic, leech-like, parasitic relationship. And that's why I refuse to get sucked into that, oh, I hate Chantel, or I hate so and so for reacting to Chantel. I don't care. As long as you're making a living, fine. you can you can suck each other off. I don't care.
Well, exactly.
And I
And
know
me
I'm probably one of the, few people that have that attitude, because a lot of people like it and they go and they bathe in it, especially the really fat women. Well, at least Chantel's fatter than them. This is where I start going, oh, God.
right,
Is that the
exactly.
only way
And you
you
got
can get validation, or to make yourself feel better, is by watching Chantal's content, and then maybe you're 50 pounds lighter than she is, but that makes you feel good.
apparently. Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And oh, Mean Kitten's here. Hi, Mean Kitten. Good to
Yeah,
see you, sweetie. Yeah, I mean, it's and somebody just brought up a good point. Put a privacy on her video about the reservation, and that's funny. Somebody just brought up an extremely good point. How can you put a privacy complaint on her, Barb, if that's not you?
exactly.
Huh? Go figure. Oops. So again, you're a ridiculous cow. And you love
No,
every second of this.
privacy complaints are, just like
They don't
wet tissue. It really doesn't
exactly.
hold. Because
Exactly.
I've gotten hit by them, especially by, Snot Nose. When she couldn't get one of my videos removed permanently, she went for the privacy thing, and
Right.
she didn't even bother to try and find something. She just gave a timestamp of us just having a conversation about something different.
Right.
And she submitted that, and of course, I got the notification, and it said if I didn't remove the content, they would. Not the video, just and I said, "Fine, you go ahead. This video wasn't even about her."
Right.
So I left it,
Yep.
and nothing was ever altered or changed.
Nope.
So don't use that privacy complaint bullshit unless they're doxing you or they're using your content unaltered, because it really is not the worst thing that can happen. So it gets cut. Who cares?
Right. Right.
It's the copyright strikes that people try to do to get your channel removed, not the privacy complaints. Read the TOS.
Right. Exactly. And she thinks that, and again, she does. She thinks everybody, that all of YouTube is going to work with her and they're going to,
Mhm.
they email her all the time. And I do believe even when she was in the hospital not long ago, she said someone stopped by. Stop it. I mean, she's just so ridiculous. It's painful to listen to sometimes. You can't just help but face palm and laugh and go, "Are you fucking kidding me, lady?" You know what? These people, honey, all these people are so much smarter than you don't have enough
Mhm.
smart in your pinky.
No.
Stop
But
it.
I think the nature of her mental issues, like Big Al's, is they think they're smarter than they actually are. They think they're getting away with something, and even though we're here to point and laugh, it doesn't register. It they just double down, or it's a hill they choose to die on. Now Barb's is her contact with YouTube. If if anybody, any one of us does a complaint or a report, you get an email from YouTube confirming that they had received it,
Right.
and they will let you know. I think she's taking that everybody gets. It's a form letter, and she's
Exactly.
taking it to heart. Like, this is real communication from somebody real at YouTube.
Right. And well, she's even tried to throw people's names out there. Talked to so and so from YouTube, and
I
she's
like to do
throwing
that.
names out that are like, okay,
Hey,
is
Barb, I
huh?
talked to Robert from YouTube. He's really concerned about the trolls I get in my chat,
Right,
and we're working together. See, I can say that too, Barb.
right,
I can even manufacture up some emails.
right.
Everybody can. Hello?
Yeah. Right. And her verbiage, for one, hun, I'm
Mm,
just gonna give you a freebie here. When YouTube talks to you, they address you by your channel name. So they would be addressing you as Lakira,
mhm.
not
55.
Barbara. So
Yeah.
stop it again. You are embarrassing yourself, but hey, I'm here for it because you're a moron. You're a liar too. You told
Mm.
everybody, I'm going to turn the money. I don't need the money. I don't need the money. Well, then you said you were going to turn off your monetization, ma'am. Another lie, huh? Because you haven't. You wanted to try to tell people that the ads were broken and they're
Mhm.
running. I reached out to YouTube and they told me it was a glitch. Don't worry about it because I got the ads set to minimum, ma'am. If you had that, they wouldn't be playing during your live. Most people, like, you know, when they have a live stream and they're monetized, they don't usually have an ad in the middle of the live stream. That you might have an ad when you come to start watching the live stream. That's not uncommon. That happens.
That's YouTube's
Right,
sense, yeah.
right, but
Can I
not
can I just
5,000 times in 10 minutes, so
yeah,
stop it.
so, our mean kitten, it depends. Mine have always been, they would give me, I think, 48 hours or 36 hours, something like that, to fix, and if I didn't, then YouTube would go in and view it themselves and remove that particular content. Or, like, if I showed her apartment, for instance, or because saying her name is not against TOS,
Nope.
but she is very thin-skinned about herself. And anyway, she was just making shit up. So I knew it was bullshit. I just let
Right.
it sit.
Right.
And if you are confident in your video, I mean, they'll give you a timestamp to go in and look,
Right.
and you make that decision. If you think it borders, then probably snip it out. If it's totally fair use and you have absolutely 100% confidence that what you did was within the rules, then leave it.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
leave it. Ignore it. Yeah. But
Because
you won't. And it says strike. Like Melissa just said something about it, they'll give you a strike, but I've never gotten a strike. Not from a privacy complaint.
right, yeah, no, no, I
Yeah.
don't think those even affect you. And and she's got a lot of room to talk because not long ago she put up a picture that she claimed was hers. That was like of a gypsy woman or whatever. Uh-uh.
With the
It was
earring.
somebody
Yeah.
else. She plagiarized the picture from someone else and
Yeah. And
thought, well, just
then
if I made a tweak, that's okay. No, it's not.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane to
Yeah.
me.
So I agree with Melissa. Leave it, and it there you go. 48 glory be. What does that mean? How many you got? I can't even go. I can't go as high as that. No, just a handful. It wouldn't affect you. Yeah, yeah. So just leave it.
Exactly. Right. Right.
Like I
Exactly.
said, a privacy complaint's like wet tissue. It doesn't
Right.
hold.
And
No.
that's even more fun now because again, hun, you can't be a privacy complaint against anybody if it's not you. So clearly it was. You
Hmm.
skank. You're a skank. You're a skanky slinky skank. And oh,
It
offend
is.
you? I hope so. But that's my opinion. And I don't
And you
care.
and you can tell Darren from YouTube we said so. I don't know
Exactly.
anything
And to take
against.
a flying fuck off while they're at it. So there. But I mean, she's just spewing this shit, and I love it too because we went through this with Big Al too. It's just like right when you think you've heard it all, they come up with something else that's new, and it's like, oh my god, stop! You're just embarrassing yourself over and over. And I don't know why little Wolfie sits in the background and allows her to do it. Maybe he gets off on seeing her get embarrassed and doesn't say anything. I don't know. But,
Right.
it's just like, and I don't have Munchausens. I don't have Munchausens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and
You
I have a
do.
feeling that if anybody would ask a doctor about this, supposedly how many MRIs she's had in a year,
Yeah.
dude, they worry about 3 or 4 MRIs in a year, not 30. So it's like, stop it. You're not having all these tests.
Barb, you are
Nobody said she
textbook.
wasn't. Yes, she is
She's an
textbook.
absolute textbook.
She's
It's
all you
you know,
people. You never said I had cancer. Ma'am, yes. And again, even with this last one, the first one, nobody said you didn't have it. But whenever they do an ablation procedure in Citrus, if you're not subscribed to Citrus, go check Citrus out because Citrus has come in with the receipts and the facts. An ablation uses heat
mhm.
to kill the cancer cells, which is 95% done.
Melissa,
One
you're
and
killing
done.
me here.
Just diabetes and hoof and mouth. You ain't kidding, Melissa. You ain't kidding, darling. But it's just so, oh my God. So then the second one, she thinks, again, Big Al used to do this shit too, put proof up that just made her look like an even worse liar.
Right.
She puts the proof up with the doctor talking. Well, we didn't even biopsy the second one. So it just did it again. So it's got to get rid of it. It's a 95% cure rate. But again, she's probably in that 5% that now it's dying and whatever because they never used radiation. Barb, that's what everybody's been trying to tell you. You don't, and the misinformation that you put up is frightening. And, if you keep fucking around with everybody, you are going to find out because I don't believe in not anybody having a voice or not having a channel, but ma'am, you are wearing my patience thin, and I'm getting
Mm.
ready to go. You know what? I'm a thinking I'm going to be doing some time stamping and some team YouTubing on Twitter because
Oh,
I'm getting
yes,
sick of this shit.
ma'am.
I'm getting sick of the shit. It's ridiculous. The misinformation she's putting out is dangerous at best. Because if somebody hears some of this shit, what if they need an ablation? And, they're kind of scared to talk to their doctor and they hear this Looney Tune saying, well, it's got spread radiation in my body when it doesn't even do that. So that's medical misinformation, ma'am, and that is very dangerous. Very
Well, yeah,
dangerous.
and I don't even think you need to personally timestamp anymore. Because they've got that. Oh, what the heck do they call that? They, when they tag the stream timestamps and gives the, oh fuck,
Like
I'm
the little
old.
transcript.
Yeah, the transcript of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Transcript of what the live stream is, and you just have to scroll through it. Oh, that's where.
Right. Right. And
So,
she thinks that she's getting all these views. Let's just talk about that real quick. Really
mm,
stop. And like you pointed out, she probably, they may not take those views back, but she won't get paid for them because the algorithm will catch that.
oh
One
yeah.
time, and I've got screenshots of it, Barb, so there's no way you can lie about it because she doesn't think Social Blade is real. So if that's the truth, then you're fucked all the way around. But so she got 39,000 views on one video. It's like, what? No, I don't think so. And so that's okay. I got a screenshot of that one too. But then more recently, she did a live and bragged that she had 9,000 some views on a video and 600 in the live watching. Ma'am, you've never had 600 people in your live stream. Even now, you're tanking because everybody's bored with you. We only sit and listen now and point and laugh because nobody can chat. All my alts are long gone, like 3 days, and that was it. They're gone, and I'm not gonna make new ones to just fuck with you. I could care less. I'll let somebody else do it and point and laugh. But the whole thing that is so ridiculous is you can't, there's no way that you've gotten 9,000 views and 600 people. Right now, even when you're talking crazy, you had like maybe 20 people tops. That, you used to pull 80 and 90 when you were nuts. So
Hmm.
that's telling me people are tired of your shit. You've got how many words? I think she bragged not long ago she had 500 words blocked and how many different phrases. I do say my personal favorite when she blocked the letter I. People are in there trying to talk and it's like third person shit. Well, me and I and me thinks. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. It was classic. So that's my personal favorite. Thanks. And I think she did finally realize what a dumbass she looked like, and finally you can use the letter I. But so again, honey, the only reason you're not growing, I think she stopped buying subscribers because it was just, that's, let me just say that the creator that shared you out in the beginning is there, those people are faithful. So anytime you're going to get close, you're going to lose as many subscribers as it takes to
Yeah.
not get you where you want to go. So
And
there's
let's
the
face
fact.
it, I mean, she's got trolls that are sub to her too. I mean, I
Oh
do. I always lose subscribers because the trolls get pissed off, or I shouldn't say
right,
trolls, the alt accounts of the people
right.
that don't like me think that does something. No, it doesn't.
No,
I don't have AdSense. I'm not getting paid. I get, a super chat once in a while, which is nice, but I'm not living on it. So you do your if you think that makes me feel badly, it actually doesn't, because then
no.
I know,
Right,
and then maybe there are some that just, okay, this I tried. I don't like, the style or the commentary and I'm leaving. That's
right.
fine too. That's natural. I do it. I was subscribed to a lot of commentary channels, and then I just, no, and yeah, no, and I unsub. It's a natural thing. I do it. People, in my chat or subscriptions do it. It's not a big thing. I'm not pumped up by numbers.
Right.
So
Exactly. And that, and then she's, whenever the cops come and
yeah.
again, she's the one calling. I think that one time she was baiting on a live stream, someone did actually get concerned and called the police. Which, okay,
Mm,
because that's
okay.
what you were doing. And even the cop said, you know what, that's a little bit, I would think that too. So
Oh,
again,
yes, I remember that now. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all the rest of the times they call the cops. They're the ones calling the cops. And it's
Mhm.
just like, you know what? It is what it is. They've been out there numerous times and they tell you the same thing every time. Log off. Do your stuff somewhere else. Don't have the chat on. Do whatever. Oh, but I get all these emails every day. People tell me, don't leave. We love you. Where are all these people? If you have 3,000 subscribers, how come nobody's chatting in your live streams? Huh? Really? Some people that have that many subscribers, the chat flies so fast you can't even keep up.
Right.
So
You
you're
mean
lying, ma'am.
well, yeah, I mean, YouTube may now say, "You know what? Add all the subs you like. You're not getting paid from them, so
Right.
whatever." You know?
Well, exactly. And so, but the one thing that, Annie, she
Oh,
did put up a report that say it was the renal carcinoma and they thought it was, stage two. And when they did she did the one video where she tried to talk over the doctor. He said, this is where we injected the needle or we put the needle and that's where we killed the cancer. So you can he did say those words, but she tried to talk over him to have it, not, to try to say the killed the cancer. She tried to talk over that part. And that's where they did the ablation. They inserted the needle and applied the heat. And that's where it killed the cancer because 95% of the time it's done. That's it.
mhm.
So, and again, people have brought up how she looks. And Barb, this is not anything to do with your size. It is in a little bit, but it's not a negative attack towards you. But if you were
It's
riddled with
observational.
cancer, yeah, well, she was riddled with cancer all through her
Uh,
body.
yep.
She would not be the size of a house. I'm just
Mm-mm.
saying that. I
She
mean, I'm
would be
sorry.
skeletal, and really, she would be having IVs and just, if she was at home, what she wouldn't be having is Dr. Pepper and maraschino cherries.
Right. Because and I love this. She's figured out that and this she thinks that she's safe this way because she's tried to entice younger people to come into her live streams and that hasn't worked well.
Mhm.
I'm gonna, go kids, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna teach kids how to do this and do that. It's like, you stupid bitch. No, you're not.
No,
No,
you're not.
no kid wants to come and watch you game. You don't know anything about gaming. You're almost 70 years old. You don't know shit about gaming. These kids are gonna hang out with other kids that game, not you.
Yeah,
You're not going to
that's
teach them
always
about
made
Boy
me laugh.
Scouts. Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like, teenagers are not gonna hang out with you. You're creepy. You don't know nothing. They probably the 5-year-old could probably outcomputer you. They certainly can me. So
exactly. And the cops don't like her. I am
oh,
just
no.
seriously amazed though that with all these false reports because that's what these are. I mean, they are calling for stupid shit that they've been out there numerous times addressing.
They should
And
start finding her now.
I
I don't
agree.
there's gotta be something done with these troublemakers, the ones that just want the attention, or they're wasting resources, so start making her pay for it. Every
Exactly.
time she calls somebody out for the YouTube drama, she's charged,
I agree. Because
like
they have
100
told her
bucks,
repeatedly.
$200,
Right.
whatever,
Right.
and
Yeah,
she yeah.
the
And
first offense here just for a burglar alarm going off. As
yes,
you know, if
yes.
your home alarm goes off, and because and me being a pet sitter, thank God I've only done it a couple times, but if it's excessive, that as the homeowner or whoever's responsible keeps setting the alarm off, the first time they're pretty understanding about it. And
Mhm.
then after that, though, you are wasting their time and resources. They start finding you $50 the first time, 75 the next time, 100 the next time. And after that, gee, you can get sentenced to some time for it, even if it's just a weekend or whatever. It's more often community service. But so, that was made very clear to me when I hired on and got licensed and bonded. She said, just please don't set off alarms. And she goes, if you do it, more often and it's your fault, I have to pay for it. And then therefore you will pay for it.
Right.
So I took that to heart. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, she's wasting very valuable resources when she does this shit for nonsense. And they've
Yeah.
repeatedly told her it's
And
nonsense.
there has to be a way to discourage it. Yeah, I mean, not to say she'd get fined for an actual police call if she fell, or somebody actually did break into her house. That's different. But her phoning the police over YouTube shit, which they have no jurisdiction over, they
Nope.
have no power to go and arrest Castle Delac.
Right.
I'm sorry, you don't even know his real name.
And
It's-
what exact and well, and supposedly, according to her, and I don't even know if this is true or not, but according to her, the police found out who he was because of all
Ugh,
these emails that were inappropriate. And I believe Castle 150% when he said, yeah, he's emailed her, but he's never done anything inappropriate, which I believe that
mhm,
100%. Because when he finally did address her bullshit, he was the utmost gentleman about it.
yeah.
I was just like, damn, that's how nice can you be? And so supposedly, according to her now, and this is according to her, that the cops in Louisiana reached out to him and said, don't you do that anymore. Don't you talk to her anymore, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. But
Talking and
right,
being mean is not illegal. Threats are.
right.
So
And
if you can prove that he is threatened your life, or is threatened to come beat you up,
right,
or interfere with your job, or any kind of, real life stuff like that, that's illegal.
right,
But
right.
calling you a stupid fat broad that pretends to be sick is not illegal.
Nope, sure not.
It hurts your ego.
It does. And I have to say this too. She claims a lot of times, because and all this keeps now, and I love this. This is a new twist. Now, I guess other people remember this. I do not, but she has claimed, this $6,000. We hear this story every live
Oh my
stream. She's
god,
got to
yeah.
turn and talk about that stupid shit. Well, now supposedly ages ago, she was scammed for that exact same amount. And she wants to throw that shit out there now, like, oh, well, isn't that interesting that people now want to say that they were scammed for that much? Well,
Ah,
again, we're not going to go over the scam part of it, ma'am, because she knows exactly what she did. She's trying to twist the narrative to meet her needs, and it's not working. But she wants to sit there and make false accusations and false claims against people. She better be careful because she's ruffling the wrong feathers.
mhm.
And like me, fine, find out who I am. I don't give a shit. I won't show up. My lawyer will.
Yeah,
My
and
lawyer,
when
I
I
will
got
find.
I was advised not to show up for Zoom
No,
court because it had no real jurisdiction over me,
right,
so I didn't, you
exactly,
know? Oh,
exactly,
well,
right.
and I'd like
And
I like to reiterate, you really never mind, um, that the police process server that served me those papers told me, "This is the last time. We will not be responding to this person again."
exactly,
They did it out of courtesy to the Ramsey courthouse, but that was all it was. It was a courtesy.
right. And bared no merit at all. And
No,
that was so funny too because that was such a bullshit thing.
oh, it was. She was
It just
trying to scare me. I'm
right.
sorry. Have you met me?
No doubt, exactly.
I may
Because
be old, I'm not stupid.
right, right. And I come from a family that goes, look, no, that they'll just go, here's what you do. You sign over your power of attorney to the attorney for the day, and he goes in your place, and that's the end of it. And
Yeah.
you can have a nice day. And he'll charge you $1,500 extra, but hey, whatever. I
Mhm.
wouldn't pay it. My family would pay it. So, and
Yeah.
again, she's stupid. She does all this thinking that she's going to scare people into
Mm-mm. Nope.
do.
Ain't
No,
gonna
honey,
happen.
nobody's
Ain't gonna
scared
happen.
of
So,
any of you. Of any
see,
of you.
this is precisely why my thumbnails and my titles never really reference who I wanna talk about, but the people that know it's either 1 or 2 people.
Yep. If you know, you know.
If you know, and that's the way it is. So, see, that strikes are very rare on my channel, or ones that'll stick.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that
The
only
ones that'll
happened
stick.
one time, and one time was my learning curve. Okay, what do I do to make this different? Okay, no names, like their channel names, and what was the other one? That and thumbnails,
Right.
unrelated. And like you said, if you know, you know.
Yep. Yep.
So,
If you know, you know. And so, but I love these intimidation tactics that she uses. Oh,
mhm,
I've got a pro bono lawyer now that's going to help me out. Yeah, right. Whatever, lady. And if that would have happened, it would have happened already. Would have happened years
"Hey,
ago.
Carla."
Hey, Kala, good to see you. Hey, DMK, good to see you, sweetie.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's here too.
it's just
Okay.
embarrassing at this point. She wants to try to drag people and, do whatever. And, I love that she thinks that, she's some big, scary, bad Barb. No, you're not. You're ridiculous. And please keep it coming because I'll tolerate you for a little bit longer.
Mhm.
But again, the holidays are coming and I'm not going to include you in my holiday fun. So, no, I will be done playing with you by then, I'm sure.
Ah,
'Cause I don't think that anybody should not have a voice, but you, ma'am, you need to shut the fuck up. So, there's that. She starts messing with everybody, you know, and it's enough that it's nobody takes her serious,
no.
but then they gotta dip out for a while for their own sanity, I think,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. It's just like I can't.
Well, we did that
There are
last year.
just there are just some days where the tonal shift in her voice to the soft, like creepy molestery
Yeah, well, when
kind
she
of
starts
like,
off every live.
"Ooh, I wanna I feel greasy and I need to shower."
Exactly.
So,
When she starts every live stream, she's like, "Hello, people."
hello. She's
Oh.
that's how
And
she
then
said,
and then and then 5 minutes later, she's raring to go, and she's throwing accusations out to see what's gonna stick. And, it's hilarious, and see, she's figured it out. She thinks she's figured this out. Well, ma'am, this isn't gonna work for you either. Like I said earlier, she tried the kids thing, and, that didn't work.
"Hey,
So,
Karen."
she figured out that when she set her live streams to kids, the chat doesn't come up, so then she can't interact and be a dumbass, which she doesn't need the chat because nobody shows up anyways anymore. So she doesn't need that anyhow.
True
But
enough.
yeah, so she thinks that that's, the big thing. Well, she learned that doesn't work. So what she does now, and I love this because to me it's just like squirrel. I just want to yell squirrel and get back on track, dumbass. She'll be sitting there talking about this ugly craft shit that she's made. Everything glitters, glitter, glitter, glitter. Ugh. No, like I said, y'all know where to go to see real crafting. Okay. So I don't even have to go there again. But, you know, hey, Elizabeth, we're talking about big, bad, bold Barb
Barb,
and her
and then you're gonna
stupid
move
ass.
into "Where in the world is Big Al?"
Exactly. Oh, I know. Dang dong, the bitch is gone.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. So hey, I'm happy with that. Ding dong, the dumbass. So, but whatever. And
Kate
both
and
of them can
I
do all that shit. So
Kate and I
great.
are taking credit for running her off the
We
interwebs.
sure are. Fuck
You're damn
finally.
right.
Finally. Finally.
We are so good.
After 3.5 years,
Years.
ding dong, the bitch is gone. So, yes.
So
Yes.
Carlos finally put his foot down on the tarot and intuition nonsense, not to mention the paranoid hacking claims. Now, I do have uh I this is why I like Restream, because there's a little section here called notes where you can put your talking points in.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
it is, yeah, it's really cool. So I copy and pasted one of Discord's best reporters on her speculations on what happens. May I read that out loud?
Mm.
Let's see. Yeah, all right. Well, I just love this. I love Restream. Okay, so it begins. January 2024 looks like Logan bit someone.
Yep.
Dog wasn't vaccinated for rabies or quarantined. Court
Uh-huh.
dates ordered to appear were ignored. Now set for October 2024. Interesting. Big Al continues with the charade of being a psychic medium of some sordid past. Big Al gets bitten by a dog. Fill in the date because she doesn't remember, and plays a victim to someone else's alleged dog attack. Meanwhile, Bella is never heard or seen again. Her thoughts are that Logan attacked Bella, that Big Al and Carlito couldn't afford the vet. After all, Carlito is riding a bike to work. We haven't seen hide nor hair of a vehicle for months. Hence, no updates to her various series. Do I look like my videos? I
That
gotta
was
admit
pretty
that
good.
was classic.
That was
Um,
good. The
haven't
deer story was another favorite too, but that's good.
Yeah. Haven't seen a tarot reading in about 3 weeks or a weigh
Ooh.
in ages. In my humble opinion, I think Carlito couldn't take it anymore. I think Logan was seized. I do too. He left her
Yeah.
for some skank with a car, and now being alone without any electricity, money, or transportation, succumbed to the bulldozer of demise and plowed 6 feet under. Well, in my dreams.
Yeah. Yep. And go
Thank
ahead and say what you
you.
said. Go ahead and
Intrepid
say what your theory
reporter.
was. Say what you were, because yours took me out. I about died laughing. Do you remember what you said?
What did
That
I say?
you took joy in
Oh,
thinking that she might be dumpster diving for
diving
Cheez-It.
for Cheez-Its, yeah.
Ah,
'Cause
I loved that.
I did a poll
Ah,
on my community tab a couple of days back, and I was just, "Well, what could have happened?" But it makes my heart glad to think she's scrounging around back alleys in Houston,
right,
downtown Houston,
right.
looking for scraps
Yep.
and bags of Cheez-Its behind the Walmart.
Right, because yeah, I firmly believe that's what happened too. Because yeah, we were waiting for her to come back to bust her with all this bullshit, but nope, it coming out whether you're here or not now, isn't it? Uh,
Yeah,
but she claimed, I think the dog bite was back in like early summer, like maybe May. I think I can go back and find out exactly when it was, but
probably, yeah, that sounds
yep,
about right.
she
It
came
was
on
spring.
showing her hand. And that the original story, which it did change a few times, the original story was that she was out with the dogs and that a strange dog ran
Bullshit.
up and she tried to break up their fight. She didn't want the dogs to be getting in a fight over it. So she tried to break up some kerfuffle and her
Right.
hand got bit by the strange dog. So hence she goes to the emergency room. She puts all this proof up. I still got the screenshots of all the shit she put up about, the dog bite and all this other stuff. Well, ma'am, for one thing, we all know that was, you got bit by one of your own dogs. And I'll tell you how I know this. Because for one, public record is awesome.
Mhm.
So public record states some of this shit. Now, if you had been bitten by a strange dog when you went to the emergency room, because you clearly reported an animal bite at the emergency room. Now, what would not have happened is if you had gotten an animal bite, for one, they have to report it. It's the law in Texas. It has to be reported. So your animal bite was reported and you had to tell them something. So you opened a bad can of worms. Your own dog bit you. Because if it had been the stranger's dog that bit you, you would have had to have rabies shots. Because
Mhm.
your original story was it was a stranger's dog that bit you. So if that was the case, you would have been having rabies shots, and you did not. And
And I hear those are
supposedly,
very painful.
oh, yes, very painful.
And you need, like,
And
what, a 10 in a series or something like that?
I think they've
Um
narrowed it down now that it's not quite so many in the series, but, there's still several shots that you gotta go through.
Mhm.
And, my pop growing up, he got bit by a rabid dog when he was a young man he was working outside, you know, and just on like a mowing crew or something when he was a young man, and he got bit by a rabid dog. And it was confirmed the dog was rabid. The story just frightens me every time I hear it.
Mhm.
And he had to go through the series, and it was like you said, the 11 or 12 shots into the stomach.
God.
And, he said he'll never forget it, and I'm
No.
very surprised, as because growing up as kids, we always had dogs and cats or anything, that he wasn't afraid of dogs after that, because when you go through that, it's
Uh-huh.
always one thing to get bit by a dog, you don't know if it's rabid. They knew that he was bit by a rabid dog, so that's God, that was
Mhm.
mind-blowing. So,
Oh.
no, she would have had to have rabies shots, and so then what happened was, um, I do believe we found out, take care, Truth. We did
Yep.
find out that it was Logan that most likely bit her, then or Logan bit a stranger. Now, I think what
Ooh.
I have to kind of back it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
please.
I I think it was the fight that she lied about. I think that she was breaking up her own dogs fighting, because we've
Uh,
heard
yeah.
them fight, before. I put up a thing on my channel of how horrible they are to their dogs. Yelling at them and, telling them they were going to send them to the pound, growl at
And
me, because all the
threatening
dog
them.
did was growl at her and she hit the dog. Now, animals are only going to take so much before they finally go, yep, nope, I'm done. And so I think she was breaking up a fight between those two when she got bit. But now, then flash back sometime in January, Logan bit somebody. Now, she was supposed to have the animal quarantined because they, of
Yeah.
course, are shit pet owners and didn't have a rabies shot, so that they couldn't prove the dog had a rabies vaccine because it didn't. So I'm sure the person that it bit had holy hell, and they probably had to take rabies shots. So they probably weren't happy about that shit.
I don't
And
think, Truth, that those dogs ever were vet
no,
cared for, ever.
no, no, none of them have been. That's very clear. And so, and I agree with her, it is neglect. And so it's not hard, like Melissa said, to find a clinic or do whatever where they have. But, the problem though, I think with these dogs, Melissa, was they were not trained at all. I mean, they had a hard time controlling them themselves. And, if they were around other human beings or other animals, they were uncontrollable.
Mhm.
So they probably couldn't go to a public event like that to, because most of those are clinics where other animals show up as well. And she couldn't do it. So what happened was, I do believe Logan, and because it's in the the reports that Logan bit somebody. Then they were supposed to have, of course, the animal vaccinated, and then you had to quarantine. And she didn't do any of it. And so they fined her. And the fines were getting up there in price.
Mhm.
And especially failure to
Mhm.
quarantine, that's a huge no-no. You can go to jail for that. So she went to court in August. Well, it's funny, shortly after that, she disappeared. So she'd been gone a couple times for that. And so yeah, Bella hasn't been seen since her bite that she went and showed, that she gotten bitten. And she said her hand was broken. She had two puncture wounds on her hand, which weren't that deep. Now, what got deep was her hand got shook, most likely, and that's what broke the bone,
Ooh, I
or the
figured she
shaking
was,
injury.
like, banging on the table or the wall or something trying to distract them and
That
hurt
might have
herself
been
before
too.
she got bit,
That
but
might
no.
that might have been true. But when you're wrestling a big old pit bull and you're trying to break up a fight, you're dealing with pressure too.
Absolutely, but the shaking part is, I think, more scarier because that's what a dog does is to snap a neck.
Yes.
When you're always so cute, "Look at the dog with his toys shaking." No, well, the dog is pretending to kill, so
Well, exactly. And then
really,
she's
it's not
also
that cute.
exactly, and she is violating Texas law that
Mhm.
you have to have insurance.
Right. Oh,
And she,
yeah.
of course, didn't have insurance.
She got
So,
she got massively dinged, I'm sure of it. I'm
oh,
sure of it.
yeah, the fines the last time I think we looked were around 500 or so. And she had got no fucking
No,
money.
no.
So,
So she saw
yeah,
the letter to the judge,
right. And
pleading
the
poverty.
interesting
"I can't pay for those. I'm homeless and live in downtown Houston." It's
right,
like,
yeah, right.
"Uh-huh."
Yeah. But the interesting thing to me is his name has never come up in any of this. Most of the legal stuff is against her. Wonder why that is. Huh? Does it
Hmm.
have anything to do with a green card, perhaps? Perhaps. Because none of this shit's on him at all. None of it.
Nope.
None of it.
Remember last year when she was disavowing him, on her taxes, when she had to
Uh-huh.
prove proof of income? And, she was, "Oh, he doesn't live here." Of course he did. He was the only one bringing in any significant amount of money, and that's not much.
Right.
But I think her Social Security was being threatened also because she
Right.
was living you're supposed to well, here, you're supposed to report if your living conditions change, like if you have a child move back home or have a partner. Um, they were never legally married, so she had to lie, you
Right.
know? No, no, he lives somewhere else. Yeah, I probably lived in his truck for a couple of days while they were
Right.
investigating, but
Well, exactly, exactly. Because, I've only ever seen his stuff come up, and oh, ma'am, your record goes back way
Mhm.
before, we accidentally got some extra shit that we didn't know about. So I was like, oh, that's good too. Damn. So, no, ma'am, your arrest goes way back. So no, I've only been arrested. No, we can just add. Too bad we can get if we can get them mug shots. Trust me, we will. So 'cause yeah, that was some classic shit there. So, yeah, most of the time, that's what they do is, Melissa is right. If rabies is like something like that for a strange dog, they will, put the dog
Yep.
down, and they have to do that. But, in the regards to a pet, I think they gave her an option to quarantine. I think it's like 10 days, 10 to 14 days. And if you quarantine the animal, then you're good and they can prove. But, it's the person still that the dog bit still has to take the shots,
Right.
regardless if the animal's quarantined or not.
And none of those pits, unless when they got them, they were neutered, but they would never spend money
No,
neutering their
no,
dogs. No, not if
no,
I
no,
don't believe they were.
no, they weren't because I remember one time a while back, I don't know which dog it was because, the last two she had were both female. And she complained about the dogs going into heat.
That's right.
So, so no, they're not fixed at all. And Melissa's absolutely right. Pit bulls are amazing animals. Any
Mhm. I
any
love them.
dog has a propensity to not be a good dog. So, but you
Mhm.
have to work with them. You have to train them, teach them, especially the more stubborn breeds, like you ought to, as well as I do, the
Exercise.
working breeds, and
Yep.
they are very stubborn animals. So, just doing this or doing, and from the interactions that we've seen previously before, with her and those animals are not trained at all,
No,
at
no.
all. And I love how
N
she says, she walks them. Girl,
no, she doesn't.
she's never walked a dog in her life, trust me. Never. I
And,
can't imagine she's walked a dog online or in real life ever. So stop.
yeah,
So,
and 90% of behavioral problems are lack of stimulus in dogs, whether it's walking or interacting with them, like through a frisbee or a ball or playtime and positive reinforcement and that you do that and it's so simple. Like I had a dog, a part sheep dog. I knew, oh, port border collie, part border collie. I knew right from the get go that I had to exercise the snot out of this dog, or I'm going to be in a world of ripped up
yeah.
everything. And yeah, I did for 15 years. I walked that dog 2 hours a day, hour in the morning before work, an hour after I got home from work. And when the arthritis set in, and she started to lose her sight and her hearing, the walks got shorter and shorter and shorter, until she passed when she was 17.
Awesome.
But, you know, so many people just get those dogs for flex. I'm tough. I got a tough dog. Yeah. Balls are hanging to the ground.
You exactly. And that's
Mhm,
and it's true. I mean, and this goes for, even cats too. Their health is better when they are fixed, when they're spayed
mhm,
or neutered.
yep,
And, you have to her idea, Melissa, of working with the animal, because she's right, you have to teach animals immediately who the top person is. Her idea of doing that was yelling and hitting and screaming at them.
yep.
That's not training your animal. That's not teaching. All that is teaching your animals to fear you, and
And
when they
there's
get a
nothing more
chance,
dangerous than a fearful dog.
you are 100%
Yeah.
correct. And that's what I think happened, because, we've seen it more than once that the dogs are probably not very well fed,
Mhm.
so they have to, alpha each other, and then they sit and, give them scraps of what they're eating.
Right.
And there's a dominance in that as well. So, none of that
Absolutely.
is a good outcome. None of it.
The dominant dog always gets to treat first, and then subsequent subservient or my words are failing me today. Not subservient. Down the line, to like for instance, when my friend would bring her dog over and treats were coming out, my dog got treat first, her dog got a treat second. When I was over at her house, then it was reversed. Her
Right.
dog got fed first because that's her territory. That she's
Right. That's her
dominant
house.
dog in that house.
Yep.
And mine was fed second. So if you sit back and you watch how your dogs interact with others, even at the dog park, there is a certain um thing that happens. It's not only the butt sniffing. That is actually the best sign, is when
Oh, it
two
is.
dogs meet up and immediately go for a sniff. But when the ruff goes up and the tail sort of is high and stiff, you're in trouble. Okay, we're gonna back away. And if for some unforeseen reason the dogs go at each other, drop the leash, because the leash is a tether and the dog will become more aggressive because it's trapped.
Right.
So drop the leash. Whatever the outcome is, drop the leash. The dog will take care of it. And most of the time, it's only a dominance thing, and they'll snarl and snap, but there's no real contact, biting, blood drawn, that is, a lot of people get nervous about that. But if you just drop the leash, and if you're lucky enough to get another owner that knows the drill, and you kind of just back off, and then yell at your dog if you have to. I mean, I have. then it usually is just I'm boss over you.
Right.
And the other dog will say, "Okay, you win." And next thing they're off running and playing.
Right.
It's you know,
Right. The
it's
pecking order.
playground politics.
Right, it is. And they get just like little kids, they figure it out. And that's why I love Melissa. She said they teach their guardian dogs to
Mhm.
obey with the hand signals. It's a combination of hand signals, whistles, and snaps, and it
Yeah.
works so well. But again, it's you have to have time, patience, and consistency. And if
Yeah.
not, you're just lost. And they've never had that with anything. So they have just been, and it's sad because we
Yeah.
kind of knew this was going to happen at some point, just from the past and hearing her yell at them. And
Let
it's
her
just
hit them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was, yeah, she shouldn't be allowed to have animals ever. No, no.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
and
sad.
I know she denied them water.
We heard her say it.
Yeah. Like,
We heard her say that out
so
loud
she
because I
couldn't
was
get her
floored.
fat ass out of that bed to
Yep.
open the door. And you can buy stakes with leads on them so they can go and sniff around and then pee and come back in. She didn't
Yeah.
actually have to take them for a walk. It would have been best if she had,
Right.
but, she couldn't even do that. She couldn't
No.
even go to a pet store and buy those metal things that you twist into the ground.
Right.
Cat if he were in
A
a
steak.
fenced yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you just okay, because she's too lazy to get out of bed and let those dogs out for a pee.
Yep. Yep. We even
So
heard her say it. And
mhm,
she would, because the place was like the size of a box, and so you could hear everything.
yeah,
And she would sit there and go, "Don't give them any water because then they'll just have to go outside." So she thought, nobody's hearing what she's saying. Bitch, we heard you loud and clear. This is the woman that would be sitting on the fat ass, not even dressed, which is frightening thought because she's had camera slips before. Dear
yeah, she
God.
was naked. She had no
Yeah,
clothes. She
I
was that
know.
huge.
Yeah, yeah. And she'd be sitting there, the air wasn't right. She'd be calling him. Not that I have any sympathy for the guy because I really don't, because he's another enabler like Barb's. And, calling him, "You need to come home and fix the air conditioner." And he'd be like, "Well, I'm on my love, I'm on the other side of town." And it's just like, she didn't care. Stop
No,
by Whataburger on your way,
yeah.
you know? And he'd get there and make an adjustment. He'd come in, you know? And I bet a lot of times he was never there. I see why. I
Yeah,
see why he was
just a
never
house
there.
elf.
She's a
Yeah,
fucking nut job, you
and he
know?
probably really liked it that she was immobile,
Yes,
because what was she gonna do? Really?
exactly. Right, exactly. And so he'd just sit there and, and we know for sure because again, he's admitted a lot of things behind the scenes,
Mhm. Mhm.
and people have had conversations with her behind the scenes, and she said, some of the stuff that he's done that, hasn't been all that great. So ain't seen no action in a very long time. Bummer for you.
Hey, Vero.
Hey, babe, good to see you, darling. So it's just like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Exactly, Melissa. Looks like, damn. Oh
and
no.
the rumor had gone around, I think, when I first started listening, like, seriously listening to her, was he had a hookup with a hooker down the
Uh-huh.
street. She found out about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's
I think
gotta
I
tell
remember that
you,
fallout.
Big Al, how attractive you were to him if he was seeking it elsewhere.
Right.
Not that I think he was anything to look at. I recall a lot, or Big Al, questioning his hygiene. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, well, when was the last time you took a shower or
Right. When were
changed
you in the
those
baby pool?
and the bedding and the condition of that mattress? Hello?"
Oh, I know. And when they went to the hotel every month to get their baths and stuff, I had visions of the swimming pool. you know? And I would just
Oh,
be like, "Oh
fun.
god, if I was ever a guest there and just to see that woman in the swimming pool, there was probably a slick afterwards." It's like, "Ugh,
Palm
gross.
scrum.
Ooh, ooh."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. You
It's like,
probably, yeah. Like half a point to Carlito. I really do think he liked the dogs because if they were being taken out, it was by him.
yeah, that's true.
So I'm not saying he was the best. He probably was n- not even on the radar of a good owner, but
No,
I think in his own funny,
he
twisted
tried.
way, he tried.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, he tried, he tried. But, because I remember them having a conversation there in the car together, and this was a couple years ago, when we first really started, noticing how crazy things were, and
Mhm.
there was an apartment she wanted that was I think it was like 5 or $600 a month, it wasn't any more than that, and because I remember him saying, "How much?" And she told him, and he said, "No, we can't afford that, no." And she tried to give some sort of excuse or whatever. So, no, they've been bounced several times
Mhm.
because, again, public records are a really cool thing. You can look up that stuff, and they've been evicted several times, evicted. And, I love this too that another video has surfaced from a while back to where, because her family couldn't stand her. I mean, all you have to do is go
Oh
look
no.
at her dad's guest book at his service, and read the guest book was entertaining enough. How embarrassing, you know. So if I was in charge of that guest book, I'd have gone and deleted all her shit and pretended like I never knew her. But so she wants to just pretend all this other stuff. She told everybody that she took pictures of a car that was supposedly hers that got stolen, that she was carjacked. She tried to blame another creator for that shit, that they supposedly set her up to be carjacked. It's like, damn, girl, you need to sit down and write a book. You and Babs need to collab, you know? So stop. And Barbara, let me just switch for just a second here.
Sure.
You nutball bitch, quit leaving reviews on your supposedly own plagiarized books. Because if anything, you have maybe a chapter in that book or something that could have been somebody took pity on you and went, okay, whatever. Because they're published by what
The
is the
Vanity Press.
self-publishing?
Yeah.
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 So, no. So you don't have, if you had a copyright on anything that you say you do, they would have removed it. You don't.
Mhm. And copyright. You have copyright is very complex, and I barely have a grasp on itself, but you have to pay for copyright on every single thing you do. Just I write every, it doesn't work out an umbrella. You write a book, you have to copyright that book. If you
Exactly.
painted a picture, you have to copyright that picture. If you designed an outfit, you have to copyright that outfit.
The
And
chat
every
says
and
you're
any
cutting in and out.
subsequent outfit thereafter, it is, expensive, and it is only if you're a business. You are not a business. And I know I'm missing a lot from that, but that's what I understood, that copyright is not an umbrella thing. You can't just copyright your art, your
No.
crafts. You have to
Right.
copyright individually your resin art, your diamond art, your blah 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 blah. If you were so inclined to do so.
Right. Right. And how embarrassing to leave a supposedly, now I got my little air quotes up because it's supposedly her book. She's
Sorry.
leaving a review on her own book, and so is Wolf on different books. And it's like, oh my God, how fucking embarrassing do you got to be? So
So somebody's
take
got to
your,
complain to Amazon about it then,
yeah,
because that
yeah.
is so illegal over
Oh, it
there.
is. And they don't care. They want to sit there and be the moral compass of everybody, but they're the biggest offenders. So it's like, really? You're
Mm.
going to try to do all this shit and point the fingers when you best be careful. because people are getting tired. They're getting tired. And some people are tenacious assholes like us that will, we've been dealing with one person for over 3.5 years and we finally won.
Yeah, we did.
Finally
She's
won.
gone.
Finally. Yep.
Hello.
Ding dong, the bitch is
Bye-bye.
gone. Dun, 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 dun. Ding dong, the wicked bitch is gone.
Doo, doo, doo. We should have a wake.
A
She hates
funeral?
a wake, yeah, with, you know, just invite everybody and, you know, yeah, we should
That
do
would,
this.
yeah, that back to square one.
Mhm.
Almost square one. Because that's what we had planned to do all along was, she wants to claim that everybody was trying to get her to do this, do that, to hurt herself. Nobody ever did that.
Nope.
Nobody ever did. And what we were going to do was we were going to cut her out like a tumor. Everybody was like, you know what? We were getting the best
Mhm.
advice. Just don't talk about her anymore. Do whatever. And we're like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's have a funeral. Because that's what it was. It was an
Is it FUN
FUN.
capital letters and then
Yes.
the rest of the word, so
Exactly. So that's what we were planning to do. I think it was either we were going to even turn it into like a game night or something,
yeah.
just have some fun with it. And that's when everything went to hell in a handbasket after that. It's just like, and then we ended up stuck with the crazy bitch. So now
Little did
finally,
we know.
yeah, I know exactly. With like, yeah, she'll finally, wear out. No, somebody just kept pulling her string and pulling her string and pulling her string. So again, so this isn't our
Real
first
red.
rodeo, Barb.
Yep.
Red, hey, good to see you, darling. Hope you're doing good. We've been good. Hope you are too.
Yeah,
Always
me
good to
too.
see Red.
It's good to see you. Yeah,
Yes,
we're
it
just
is.
going over old crap is as per usual. Shit talking
Exactly,
and
V.
taking credit for somebody's absence.
Yes, we sure are. Because finally, I mean, come on. And there's only a few options here. So,
Just a
it
few.
is. Yeah, just a few options. Because
Yeah.
silence is not her virtue. So, oh, no.
Because she's the nut in the fruit cake. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But so
Okay.
Babs better learn a lesson too, because we've seen her take a few plays right out of Big Al's playbook, and
Yeah.
they never worked. So there's that.
I just find it fascinating that they all tend to do the same thing.
Well,
And,
exactly.
and Big Al and Barb and the doll lady, all the same.
Yep.
Gotta show proof. Gotta phone the cops live streaming. Um, it's just like they all have the same playbook, and it's fascinating. I can see why people go into psychiatry. Really,
It is fascinating. It is kind of, and I'm just waiting for the, because when she had been gone the first time for a little while, I was like, everybody's like, oh yeah, where's she at? I'm like, oh yeah, damn, I didn't even notice. There's been too many other wackos, and I've been waiting for her to fake her death again. That's what I've been waiting for her to come in and do, fake her death again. So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
she did that pretty much
Honestly,
right away.
her last live stream, and I don't know if it's still up or not. I mean, her channel's still here, but
Oh yeah.
she did say that, after that she'd be gone for a while. So that
Oh,
speculated, yeah, that speculated my, theory that she was being jailed for non-payment of fines,
right,
but nobody can find any paperwork on that. So, then my second one was she got kicked from the squat. Where the owners of that property finally said, "Get the fuck out of here.
right.
Take those dogs with you," or they called the cops on the dogs because really, when you think about it, that bite was the end of everything. It
Yeah,
only took a few months, but things started going downhill for her, and she putting on her fortune teller act, and
right. Right. Her $300,000 house in the gated community with her
Mhm.
Mercedes and various other vehicles and the I don't know if that was an Escalade. I don't even know what it was that,
Yeah.
she claimed she got carjacked for. And then she's, praise Jesus, they found it. And yeah, praise Jesus, we found it in like 5 minutes too.
Yeah.
On a website for sale. So, yeah. And then
Well,
she took and ran with that. Remember, she goes, "Oh, well, they found that on Facebook Marketplace, and now they're going to sue the people." Bitch, stop it! It never even belonged to you. Stop! It wasn't
uh,
even your vehicle, so don't even go
mhm.
there. So, you know, she kept up. She's like just like Barb too. She has to keep adding to the lie,
Yeah.
adding to the lie, and then it becomes so outrageous that you can't save yourself. Like with when she had the
Everything.
fake sleeve surgery, she should have just left it at that, and
Well, she
she
could have
went
dumbed down the lie and just said the surgery was canceled and never
exactly,
mention it again. We would have
exactly,
laughed at her for a couple of days and then moved on to other shit.
exactly,
But
exactly, and that's what they were trying to tell her behind the scenes
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because other people were still kind of friendly with her or on a, at least a civil basis. And they were like, just, tell the people that because she never stopped smoking. So we're just like, they were like, tell people that you failed your nicotine test or something and they're rescheduling you. But no, she had to keep adding to the lie and adding to the lie and adding to the lie to where finally it was so outrageous, she had to go nuclear with it.
Mhm.
And that is what started all this to where we are today, was this. I mean, she could have just walked off and let it go and go back to be a bodega babe and she'd have been fine. But hell, they went, ew, no, no, thank you. Pass. So,
Well,
uh-uh.
yeah. As soon as she found out that I knew her Twitter account fee, she blocked me. So I don't I can't be bothered to make an alt account to go and spy on her.
No.
That would give me
Exactly.
like I cared, and I really don't.
Nope. Nope.
But what was she begging the Houston police department about?
I just barely I saw that. It was like a couple of days after, because that's why the most popular opinion is she's in the nut hut. Because
Uh,
I think that's why everybody thinks the Nut Hut, because she did that crazy live that we reacted to. I
yeah.
think we reacted to part of it where she's accusing everybody under the sun of, you know, going into her Facebook supposedly and changing a
Oh,
picture or
that's
doing something
right.
to a picture. Yeah. So right after that is where all this she went nuclear and, she's on Twitter, talking about MT. And excuse me, if your name happens to come up, people, it's because of you were in the original picture of when this happened. So I'm not going to beep your name out. So, if you hear Candy, if you hear your name, MT, if you hear your name, oh well. Get
Yeah.
over it. You were part of the original story, so suck it up and deal with it, okay? But so, she's got MT's picture in there tagging him. She's got everybody and her brother, Kate Waxlover, Glory B. She's got a list, man. She's naming a list on Twitter of all these people that are doing horrible things and this and that. And it's just like, you're nuts, lady. Everybody's sitting back going, wow, whoo, screw loose here.
Well,
Yeah,
like when we did the retro react to
real
Real
stream.
Strings, yeah, and she was going on about holy shit, girl.
That will be a classic forever. That was fucking
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
And one of the reasons why we didn't go up the second time was we just let her go
Well,
because that's her. She always shows her ass when she's
oh, exactly.
on her own.
She
Just
does. Yes, she does. And well, the funny thing was the second time, because a day had passed or something, I think. Because it wasn't back to back days. If I might not be remembering that correctly, but the first time she did it was the one day that gave a day later for her to pester the piss out of the guy. And poor CJ, I know she did. She pestered the piss
Yeah.
out of him because she said it herself. Now I won't have to pester you anymore. So that's what she did. She bugged the piss out of him. So he finally said, fine, I'll do a part two and you can clear the air because you weren't happy with how it went. And I think there was a day in between, but I would have gone back up on panel, but I had been to the dentist
Oh,
and my
yeah.
mouth was numb. So I'm like, fuck. I was mad. I was behind the scenes going, God damn it. I'm sorry,
And
Lord.
I'm one of those people, if I got two contentious people on panel and you're screaming at each other,
Somebody gets muted.
somebody gets muted until
Yep.
the other person's has made their point. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is for me.
I
I
agree.
can't process. Maybe it's my ADHD and why I can't go to the asylum for every the channel asylum,
Uh,
not the local.
yeah. 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 No.
Because everybody's screaming it at each other, and a lot of people get joy out of that. I don't know why. I want to hear what I want to know what
Well,
happened.
yeah, that's the
I
whole point.
yeah,
You want to hear people
yeah,
speak. And,
yeah,
that's how and that's typical. I mean, that is to any panel that I've ever done, except for maybe one with
yeah.
her, was when she tried to accuse Red of doing something which I know he didn't do. And,
Oh, yeah.
it just happened to be a Saturday that day, and I'll never forget. She's going, I know, I got proof it's Red. I got proof it's him. I go, well, I finally went in her stream. I said, let's see it. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me with receipts. I want to see it. Well, and
Mhm.
then she's accusing everybody this and that and that. Finally, I got up on her panel. And it's very different when you're handing her her ass. And
Yes.
she's, very cordial with me then. Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. And so she's just basically humoring me at the time because
Yeah.
that's what she had to have been doing. And because a couple days later, I'm getting stuff made on me that I'm a liar and this and that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
huh? And it's like, and stupid ass went on panel over at
That's
Candy's
what
and just
she did to
railed her.
Peanut,
Yeah.
cordial to your face, and once she's
Right.
off panel and in what she thinks is a different community,
Right.
that's how I latched on to her going, "Wow."
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, "Damn, wait a minute," because I got people tagging me going, "What'd you do?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about? What did I do?" And
Yeah.
they go, "I don't know. She's got your name all up in there and calling you a liar." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I said, "Nah." I said, "For one, most people that know me know that I'm not gonna lie. I just why? What's the point?"
Yeah, what's the point?
And
It's so easy to find out
well,
that you
exactly.
lied. I mean, why bother? Why
Right.
fuck up your well,
And
lack
it
of a
was
better phrase, your online reputation with a stupid lie?
right. And that was in March, just before she
Mhm.
did whatever she was that was the beginning of March. And so a couple weeks went by, it settled down a little bit. And I went over and got on Candy's panel because I'm like, bitch, you're gonna take that shit down. This ain't gonna happen. Because you're not gonna call me liar and call me names. And she got over there on that panel, and I think you were even there that day. She just had a
Mm.
scream fest. And that's what that was like to even deal with her. As you get on there, and that's she thinks that whoever yells loudest wins. Well, bitch, trust
Wins,
me, I
yeah.
can yell
Well,
louder than you, but I'm not going to do that.
yeah.
Just like in all the lives we've ever done, I don't think that I've ever been screaming about anything. Huh? Why
Not
would
that
I?
I recall. I mean, you've gotten louder, but
Oh
you've
yeah, well
never,
yeah.
like, lost your shit.
Yeah, no, no. But now I did on that one Candy's panel. I felt bad. I left a comment to her too. I'm like, Candy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get all carried away. But, and she turns a cheek really quick and then, oh, well, so a couple weeks go by. What does the dumbass do but put the live back up that proves I was telling the truth? I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you. So what a dumbass. So
She is
again,
a dumbass because
she
she
is.
even did that when she was thinking she was hot shit on Kiwi Farms, which she never was. But she would post, and I'm using quote fingers here, her proof that so and so said this. And then when you go to read it, all it is a conversation.
Right. Right.
Yeah, okay. I see that you've talked to them. Where is the where is the proof that they did this to you?
Well,
That is not proof. That is
right.
proof that you had a conversation.
Right. Right. And recently she tried to throw Kiwi Farms up at me. And I'm like, I'm reading this thing going, where am I in this? I was like, are you getting confused between me and Kate Winslet? Because that's who they were
Oh,
quoting, and that was Kate Winslet. I'm like,
yeah.
huh? Wait a minute. I didn't say that. And probably Kate, they probably took her out of context too. So it was like stupid. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But things were fine. We even had a big birthday bash over at Munching and Chatting. She went to a hotel for her birthday, and that was hilarious. Everybody put
Mhm.
their differences aside. We were all having fun. We were all being very cordial. We were having a good time. And she even showed up for that. And that's where some of the stuff was going on, that she was putting up nasty shit about me. And yeah, she was on panel, well, so was I. And I told her, so you're gonna take that shit down. Don't put that shit up about me. And that's all I said about it. Cause this was Annie's time. I wasn't gonna,
Yeah.
clog up her birthday party, but I made my point. And she grumbled, whatever, and things were fine. Well, everything was settled that night. We all thought everything was fine. Very next day, she's acting crazy. And then it wasn't too far after that I do believe she had that Annie had her bariatric surgery. And because that's the day she faked her death, was the day Annie went and had it was April the 8th. I'll never forget it. So that's the day she faked her death, and she was gone for whatever long. And you know, so stop. She's just embarrassing herself. It's just like, ugh.
But she doesn't see it that way. She's embarrassed, I think. No, that doesn't make sense. It made sense in my head, not when I tried to verbalize it. But I don't think she gets it that she's not as smart as she thinks she is, and when we come back with facts, she doesn't know how to handle it. She's the smartest person in the world,
Right,
and she what she says, is amazing and clever, and all she is just makes a fool out of herself.
right.
And it's the same with Barb, and it's the same with the doll lady, Selena.
Yep.
Um, Shut up. Just
I
you know what, Selena? Do your dolls. Don't talk. Just
Right.
paint on their eyebrows and the lashes and talk about the doll. But shut up about everything else. Nobody's interested in your love life or that you're living with your mother at the age of 45 or 46, whatever age she was. Um, Barb, nobody believes you're Indian. Uh, Nobody believes that your crafts are beautiful. We're not just being mean to be mean.
No.
You have no talent, but you think you do. You don't have contacts in YouTube. You like to think you do. There are no charges against anybody that talks about you. For a fat woman, you have very thin skin. You know?
Well, she does. She really does. They both do. It's been very,
and
they
and
love
and
to
Big
dish it
Al,
out, but can't take it. You
yeah,
know.
Big Al is the worst of them all.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Because
And
she's not only is she delusional, she's mean.
yeah. Yeah, but they both are. I mean,
Yeah.
I never thought that there would be anybody up in the same caliber as Big Al, but there she proved me wrong because Big Barb is right up there too. And V, to
Mhm,
answer your question, I don't think that was the first time that she faked her death. I think that was another time too. Um, she wants to claim that the GoFundMe with the drunk driver that was actually a hate crime victim that died later.
mhm, mhm.
She wanted to run with that, and
Well, she
that
wanted
was
the
never
money,
us.
yeah.
That was never us. Oh, I came across a little bit of a live stream that proved
Mm.
that was a lie. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, it's just
again,
like Angie Lee, and her constant, "I need help." She How many, GoFundMe has she put up claiming poverty, she can't pay her rent, the reason why she can't pay her rent is because she buys drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
That's
That's
why
right.
people know you. Angie, you showed your ass and literally have showed your ass online. They all know where this money is going to. It's not your rent and it's not your kid.
Nope. Sure isn't.
So that's why nobody donates. Even your regulars know better,
Right. Right. Oh,
you
exactly.
know?
Well, I think her monetization's gone a long time
Oh,
ago.
long
So
time ago. Long time
yeah,
ago. Yeah.
long time ago.
There were enough
So
complaints about her behavior um that it just stacked up against her. It was only a matter of time.
oh, exactly. Exactly. So yeah. I mean,
Oh,
and
and
Annie,
yeah.
we both saw the same comment at the same time. I agree, Annie. Her, and I'm sorry, it's my own personal opinion. I've seen, and I'll be honest, I've seen some stuff that she did that looks okay. It looks like it could be cute. But again, this is stuff that sixth grade kids do in art class.
Mhm.
I mean, stop.
Absolutely.
And then I go see and watch the real thing. I mean, I was floored one time watching Anne's Crap Chat channel and watching some of the stuff that she was making. And I was just like, and I missed her auction, but I saw some of the stuff she was making. I'm like, damn,
I have a
look at
bone to
this
pick with
stuff.
Ann Crap about that auction she did because I was there. I was okay. I like her tumblers. I want to buy one.
Right.
Okay, so I was there. I was there. Finally got to her time. She's selling somebody else's tumblers. I went,
Oh no. Oh no.
I
Yes.
quit. I quit.
I know, because I sat and watched her make some of these. The one that was like the
Yes.
purples and the black and it had some
Mhm.
silver in it. Oh my god. I was like, "Oh my god, I want that." So, yeah, and to see her stuff, she's made some of the exact same things that Swamps made. And what a difference. Oh
What
my god.
absolutely a
And
difference.
she still wants to talk about the shit. I watched Dusty.
Mhm.
It was a live stream. I
Yep.
watched her unbox the stuff. The coasters were free, Barb. You included those coasters. She asked for hummingbirds. One coaster had a hummingbird on it, and the rest were various whatever. Okay. Well, then she waited. She goes, "This is what I'm really excited about." And I do believe I can't promise, I don't really know, but I think she paid $20 for that pink carousel. I watched her open it.
American, which would have been more for Dusty because
Exactly, yes.
Dusty is
And
Canadian.
and I
So
watched her open that. And she opened it and she's like, "Oh, this is really pretty." And then she started noticing things. You could hear it in her voice. She went, "Oh." And I was like, "Huh." And then she wasn't being rude. She wasn't picking it apart. But she was, "Well, I did ask for a different color, but that's okay. I wanted," and she specified she wanted the carousel on the inside to be a certain color and then the other on the outside a different shade of
mhm.
pink. Well, and then she's looking at it and it's like the carousel on top is like crooked. And
Yeah,
then she wants to, and she did say something about it not being to what she exactly wanted, but again, she was being kind. She she wasn't calling you out, Barb. She wasn't calling you nasty names. Me, I would have gone, "What the fuck is this shit?" and give me my goddamn money back. Sorry, Lord. Um, I'm trying. I'm not. I've been terrible lately. I have a cuss jar. Oh, it's not going
no,
well. It's
of
not going
course
well.
not.
Um, so I'm trying to be
Mm.
good. So it's not going well. But I would have said, "Give me my fucking money back," and be there. But she didn't do that. And then Barb, I think, had the nerve to tell her, "Well, the epoxy, if it does this and does this," which, stop it. That was called out by the professionals that went, "No, that, oh, we'll just take a hair dryer to it and you can straighten it out." For $20, she shouldn't have had to do that. So, ma'am, nobody is buying any of your junk. Nobody is. And it's junk. And that's my opinion. And
Mhm.
I've got a pretty decent eye. I know what junk looks like. I know what sixth grade kids do. One of my nieces is a 7th grade teacher. I've seen what they send her home with that. And, they think it's really cool. And she like takes it home and goes, "Thank you. You guys are so awesome." And she looks at it and she goes, "This is so cute." And it probably goes in the attic. So there's that. Yeah. So it's the same shit. So I've seen what 6th and 7th grade kids do. And you're right up there with them. I'll give you that, Babs. You're right up there with them. And again, this is the First Amendment, ma'am. Now, they might be trying to do what they're pulling in the UK, but they ain't gonna fly here. So we have First Amendment rights, and that is my voice of an opinion. I've
Yes.
had to listen to your opinion countless of times. Oh, fuck 'em well. You're gonna hear mine. Sorry if you don't like it. Hey, Red
Hey,
Road, good
Red
to see you,
Road.
sweetie. So again, Big Al. Where in the world is Big
Big
Al? I have a
Al.
feeling you're in jail, Big Al. Ha ha.
Or locked
Neener,
up.
neener, neener. Ding dong, the bitch is gone. Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. We're
Yep.
gleeful about it. It's
You
been
bet.
nice not having you around. Mind you, she likes to think my channel's built around her, and it's true.
Yeah, we'll just use reacts now.
Yes, yes,
We got three and a
now
half
we're just
years
shit
worth.
talking.
We got 3.5 years worth.
Of course, we absolutely did, and we can all have group therapy at your expense.
True. No doubt. Oh my God. So I remember, man, she used to just piss me off something fierce. I'd be so pissed. And then it's finally like, who cares? I think you were instrumental at Average Girl. You and Average Girl were the ones that sit on Kate.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's brewing. Sit on Kate's hands. Because she used to just piss me right the fuck off. And because I never met anybody like this ever. It's like, God, what the fuck is wrong with you, woman? I don't get it. I'm sorry, it's Tuesday. I'm using the F bomb a lot today. And so, yeah, it's just like, I was stunned that anybody could be like this, And then
Mhm.
finally, it was you and Average Girl were like, "Look, you don't value her opinion, do you?" I'm like, "Of course not. She's a moron, you know. She's the biggest fucking idiot on the internet." And they're like, "Okay, so she can't hurt you." Well, she hasn't hurt me yet, but you're right. I don't. She goes, and you were especially like this. If I value your opinion, and there's a handful of people on these internet streets that I value their opinion. Other than that, no. And so if I don't value your opinion, I'm going to sit back and laugh at your ass. And that's what I
Absolutely.
had to do to keep my sanity. So
Which I do
I
to
do
several
love,
people,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. But I
the
do
gal isn't
love,
the only one. There's a lot of people that I'm going, "Fuck, man, do you even hear yourself?"
I know, exactly. Well, I know they don't. I don't think they do hear themselves. It's just, how could you?
Mhm.
Because you would know that everybody is pointing and laughing at you and walking away, shaking our heads. I think I've got a permanent knot in my forehead from a face palm dealing with you dumbasses.
A dent, yeah.
It is. I swear, there's a dent in my forehead from it.
Well, yeah.
And
And
so,
when both of us took that, what was it, 5, 6 months off from her last year,
oh God, yes, because we've
and
talked
then
about that.
oh my god. But, at that point, when I stopped because I had to, and then when she started baiting us back in January, I'm going, "You know what? Okay. I'm
This
gonna
could be
play by
fun.
your rules. I am just gonna laugh at you. I am not gonna
Yep.
take anything you say
No.
seriously, ever,
Right.
ever again," and I haven't, and
Nope.
it is so freeing
It is. It really is
when you
because,
decide yeah,
and I think the first year she really got under my skin. She ticked me
oh,
off because
yeah,
she was so outrageous with her lies. And then, and Girl was like, "We know you, Kate. We know you're not going to say half of this shit." That's why when, Barb's so bent out of shape about having a clone, Please, Barb, you're not anybody until you've been cloned on the internet.
Exactly.
I mean, if you really want to whine about it, and again, I'm not standing up for Candy, but Candy still to this day has like 5 clones running around, you know? And it's funny to me because I finally was behind the scenes going, Candy, shut up. Look, I am a very observant person. And I figured out a way to tell the difference. And I'm like, stop changing your fucking avatars because there are subtle differences.
Right.
And so behind the scenes, I showed everybody the difference. And it's everybody's finally like, oh, yeah. And so we didn't have to keep deleting them because whenever she changed it, they would change it. And it's just like, stop changing it. Let's just figure
Yeah.
out the differences. And that was so much easier afterwards. But Barb, everybody's been cloned. Everybody. I mean, oh my God. I'm trying to think now. Mine is what was the Kate Wax Lover. That was my identical because I got different versions of mine. I got Kate Wax Lover, which still the other community teases me about, which I adore because I think it's hilarious too. My first name is Kate, my middle name is Wax, and my last name is Lover. Sign me up.
Yep.
So and there's a troll count out there that's called that. But then I had an exact clone, had my avatar, everything, and that it bugged me for a while. And then Gora was like, look, we all know most of the places you go, you're a mod anyways. So, and they did try to come to Annie's one time. It was hilarious. She's like, well, you take care of it, because I was a mod for Annie at the time. So, if you're going to, troll me using my own name, don't come into an account or a stream that I'm modded in. That's going to be kind of like stand out like a sore thumb. So, here's that. So, but she was like, you know what? People know you. They know what you're going to say and what you're really not going to say. So people that see this account know that's not you. So she goes, don't let it bug you. We know better.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally after that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I don't care. And then finally they went away. And I'm trying to think of what the account's called now. It's something Brittany something, I think, and I keep an eye
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
And so I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay,
I know the
whatever.
one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember one time a while back, it was when MT was friendly with Cynthia Beaumont. Okay. And Cynthia said something that was just absolutely stupid. So I said something to her in the comments section. Okay. And at one time, MT and I shared a troll. It was me for a while, and then it was him for a while, and vice versa. And so we laughed about it. We thought it was funny. But it was really weird because I went back to that live stream at Cynthia's and it looked like I was talking to myself. It was really weird. I'm like, oh, this is too weird. And it was me, but then my clone was there and it was, it's like it was weird. It was like we were having this bizarro conversation. Like, this is really weird. Okay. And then finally, I think they changed back to MT for a while and now it's something else. But it was so funny.
Mhm.
So, Barb, nobody cares. I mean, if that was true, there's troll accounts out there that are using real people's pictures and they still get away with it. And we just ignore it because it's stupid. So you want to freak out because somebody's using your grandmama's picture from 3,000 years ago. Who cares? You know, nobody cares. So I don't
No.
understand why you think anybody cares. YouTube doesn't care. If they did, some of the troll and clone accounts would be gone.
And
And they're
some of these,
not.
especially the candy ones are hilarious.
Oh, I know. Oh my
Especially the
God.
one that just plays music.
Yeah, I know. And I've seen them around lately, not too long ago, but
Oh.
I still have an opinion about that account and I'm just gonna save that. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I wish they'd come back though, because I think we need like to come to the gerbil song a few times. So if you're out there, the fake one, come back. We miss you from time to time. So there's that. And then there was one that's very close to hers, and they do the videos too.
Yep.
And that's the one that's up on my channel. So thank you very much for allowing me to use that. by the way. That's up on my channel of you being abusive to your dog. And there's more than one.
Yeah.
But that one was the best one because you horrible, nasty bitch. You threatened because your dog growled at you that you were going to take it and have it put down. You better watch it or we'll take your ass to the pound and have you put down. Bitch, they have to take you to the pound and put you down. How about that?
Mhm.
How you like that? You're the nastiest person
Yep.
I ever know. And I
Yep.
wouldn't trust you with a goldfish,
Eh,
edible or otherwise.
yep. An ant.
Yeah.
Maybe an ant farm. But yeah, I don't know. I
No.
don't.
So yeah, I'm just thrilled that finally we're having some peace because I know you and I we talked last year behind the scenes, because I had a nephew that was going through heart shit and
Yep.
other stuff going on, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't know about you, but I cannot handle another holiday
Mhm.
season with that bitch in it.
Exactly, and that
It
that
was
was a
horrible.
perfect storm that hit because we were just saying, "I can't do this anymore. I
Yeah,
just can't do it."
yeah. It was just like, no, we need a break.
Mhm.
Um, we did the other stuff and and it was fine and uh we didn't and I loved her. She's like, yeah, well, I don't even talk about them. You do the same shit that Barb does. She thinks that's what I'm saying. I want to yell squirrel at her. She's sitting there doing her ugly little crafts, just minding along, and then all of a sudden she starts talking about, somebody scammed her. If you think that's something, don't you think if I scammed somebody out $6,000, you'd call the police? And it's just like, where is this coming from? She just goes off on these weird tangents. I challenge you to do an hour or longer stream without mentioning that the word cancer,
She can't do
tumors.
it.
No, she can't do it. She cannot do it.
Even
And
if
that's
she is
why.
talking about or somebody else is talking about something, totally unrelated, she will stick it
Exactly.
in. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
Some weirdo story about her past and shit that she did whenever, her granddaddy and her daddy's missing an arm and a leg and everything else. And it's like, Jesus, you are just a sick, twisted bitch, is what
Mhm.
you are. You're just batshit crazy.
Yeah,
I
or,
mean, to
even
go off
if
on these
2
weirdo
pregnant
tangents.
women were talking and talking about pregnancy, she'd go in there and go, "Well, when I was pregnant, I had cancer."
Exactly. Exactly. She cannot go a minute without giving everybody some wacko doodle health day. Ma'am, they didn't even biopsy the second little spot in your kidney. They just repeated the ablation again. And, you
Oh,
know,
she is red. Yep.
well, and I love it too that she puts this picture up
"Hey,
of,
Austin."
her hand. Hey, Austin, how's it going? Oh, Red Road, we know she's mentally ill, but it's just, after a while, there's a line that you draw in the sand that she needs to have her internet plug pulled because of all the misinformation. She's becoming a dangerous person. And even more so, if the Lake Charles police know and they're aware of her mental stability, like other people have talked about, they have a thing to do with this as well. They have a responsibility to go, yeah. That's just my opinion. I think, because, Big Al, we knew she was stupid. Everybody
Thank
just went,
you.
whatever.
Yeah.
We all went to jail for, like, we're going to jail for attempted murder, all this other shit, while she's calling 911 on a live stream. It's like, and? Okay. But so, yeah, and she put out some misinformation from time to time as well, but she was just more batshit. Barb is on the next level up where she's dangerous by what she
Jeez.
puts
Yeah.
out.
Okay, Red Road, thank you for dropping in.
Good to see you, sweetie. I'm sure we'll see you at Emma's later.
Uh-huh.
But it's just, all the stuff that she's done in real life to people, and this goes to both of them. It's just unfathomable to me that she is allowed to even get away with some of this shit. You
Yeah.
know, she
I
wants to spout YouTube rules and, all this other stuff. Bitch,
her
stop.
her understanding of YouTube rules because,
I know, it's
YouTube sends
embarrassing.
all that stuff to her when it's no. Everybody gets those. In the studio, she probably thinks that anyone that puts out live streams or videos gets the updates in the corner of their studio, or maybe people that are just watching out of. But there's always updates and what you can and cannot do. She probably thinks those she's the only one that gets those. It's like a
Well, she
newsletter
Yeah,
YouTube
she
puts out.
must.
Yeah.
Because it's embarrassing. You know, and it's so funny too because the way she tries to twist to her narrative and she implies things.
Mhm.
She got it because she did. I don't know if she missed this or not. She put up this lengthy, and again, your community post. Oh dear God, stop it! It's like another person I know. We won't even go there, but it's like let's leave a book. Guess what? I get past that first paragraph, go, I'm good. I'm done. Somebody else can
Mm.
give me the synopsis of what that shit said. I don't give a shit. So, she wants to come up with all this crazy shit. And then it was like from the YouTube troll team. I'm reading this email. It almost brought me to tears. And I'm like, what in the hell is she talking about? And it's all this stuff. And it's don't worry, you were banding together with you, and it's crazy shit. And it was signed, the YouTube troll team, and I'm like, stop it! I'm stunned in
Oh,
my spot.
I'm going to at that on Twitter.
Yes, do it.
At
It's
Team
fucking
YouTube,
hilarious.
at Troll Hunters or whatever.
Yeah, the troll hunter team or something like that. And then she yesterday, because I had some time yesterday because I was hanging out waiting for hubby, and so I caught parts of her live, and I was even in one of the Discords talking. It was just hilarious. Yeah, the shit that she was coming up with was just insane, anyways. But she was actually, what was she talking about? That they were helping her behind the scenes. She was going to have the pro bono lawyer, and people were going to go to jail now. And it's just like, what are you talking about? And then she goes off on this tangent. Well, you people thought that that was from YouTube, that I was saying that YouTube has a troll team. No, that's not what I said. Well, that's what you were implying. You want to imply a lot, then back it up and go, well, that's not what I said. You're right. Maybe that's not what you outright said, but that's what you imply. So you are trying to twist shit, ma'am, to your own narrative and ask Big Al. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because I know a lot of people were like, how can you tolerate? We can only tolerate Barb and so much. I'm like, please. This is like nothing. We have dealt with insanity for years now,
Mm,
and we're pretty much used to it.
okay.
It's like bounces off. It's like, oh, okay, that's a new one for the file. So, but this one, she goes after people in real life, no, both of them can just go kick rocks, and I will always be on Barb's neck. I don't care. She's you people.
Yeah.
Why don't you just leave me alone? Well, ma'am, I'll tell you when I'm going to leave you alone. And again, this is my responsibility to my corner of YouTube to keep it safe. You're over on my side of YouTube,
Yeah.
and you are by no means safe because you're a liar. You want to claim you're an indigenous person from this country. You're not. You want to claim your crafts were legitimate and you want to try to back that up, and you can't because we have it. And you scam people for whatever you can scam them out of.
Mhm.
So if you want to come for me for that, fine. But I will, you wanted to donate all my channel proceeds, and we have all this. We have your voice, and it's not AI, ma'am. It is your voice telling everyone under the sun on this corner of YouTube, I'm donating all my channel proceeds to St. Jude. And you haven't. Nothing. You wanted to prove somebody actually put up proof that they made a donation to St. Jude's and showed how that was done. So you showed nothing.
Yeah.
You
And
didn't
it's a
show an
warning
amount.
also, Kate, to anybody that follows a channel that says, I'm doing a, a charitable, but they don't provide an actual link, because you can arrange to have a special donation link to the charity you're supporting.
Right.
And if they don't have that special donation button, don't donate. It's just cautionary. There
Right.
would be no reason why. It's very easy to set up.
Right.
YouTube helps along with it. This is in full cooperation with YouTube, so there's no problem putting one up
Right.
for
Right.
your fundraiser or
Right.
charity
And
link.
there's legitimate
Yep.
ways too, because I remember Gigi had a fundraiser before.
Hmm. Yep.
And it was so done so beautifully. He provided receipts,
Yep.
everything, you
Yep.
know. So that's how it's done. And she has done nothing. And she wants to claim, oh, she's a liar. She's a bold face liar.
Absolutely.
She told everybody, well, I'm not in it for the money, people. I don't want this monetization and I'm going to turn it off. Huh?
But YouTube
Since
won't let her.
when? Right, and I'm like, I can show you, and I think I have before. If you scroll far enough back down my channel, you'll find it. I showed her how to turn off monetization in 5 seconds. I'm waiting for YouTube to tell me how. Well, you don't wait on anybody else to tell you shit. So you again, ma'am, are lying. You live for the
It
views, the
literally,
subscriber count, and who you can scam. That's what you live for.
it's literally a click
It
of
is.
a button in this
It is.
studio. That's it.
It is. Yeah, it is. And so she knows perfectly well it is.
Mhm.
But, who knows? Maybe it was her conscience talking in that paragraph. Because no, that was a couple weeks ago she stated that. Nope, I don't want this monetization. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn off my monetization. Did you? No, because you're a liar. She wanted to sit there and say that she had never been in the nut hut when they proved it. That and then on her way out from it, they stopped by the police station, her and little Mr. Swamp Beast. And they stop in the police station with a pile of crap and
Thanks,
are
Emma.
filming it. And it's just like, are you serious? And then, whoops, I'm sorry. Oops, I clicked on something. But so then the police officer even tells her, well, maybe is it worth all this? Do you really make any money out of this? And she's like, I made $300 last month, and just grinning like a cat that ate a canary.
Mhm.
And oh, Kate was not happy about that. That really pissed me off. I was like, whoa. She did not just do the smug smirk. I
Mm,
made $300. Well, bitch, send it right on over to St. Jude.
exactly. Hey, Annie. I don't see why you can't arrange, because you're a registered charity yourself, why you can't get a donate button and have it linked.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would probably email YouTube Legal and see what you can arrange, because
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. Hey, Gala. Oh, that's
Oh, yeah,
okay,
welcome
honey.
home. We're still
This was so
covering the
off the
wackos.
cuff.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
But come on. So it's so embarrassing. I just, Barb, do your whatever you want to call what you're doing. Because people aren't buying it. If they are, I don't know what. Maybe the arcade place needs something to put in their claw game or something. I don't know. But
Mhm.
maybe that's what's going on. But I highly doubt anybody is following you for your crafts. And you know that because anytime you craft, there's 4 people in the room.
Or
Yeah, that's it.
viewing.
They're not
Yeah.
even chatting. They're not even chatting. They're just, there. There's
Yeah.
4 because everybody else is blocked. So nobody is interacting with you. Even now, I'm going to tell you why your channel is fading because the novelty is finished. Everybody's over it. You're not getting, because the people are going to unsubscribe. You saw that and people unsubscribed,
Mhm.
and you went and bought a couple more and people unsubscribed again. So that's why you are hovering at your 2.99. You probably got tired of buying your subs and views. And even on some of your crazier things, like yesterday, I caught one crazy time. There was maybe 16 people in there. 3 or 4 of them were recording. So let's just be clear about that. And
Yeah.
the rest were the one hate watchings where before I remember tuning in when your chat because you didn't have everybody blocked. If you unblock everybody, I'll give you a tidbit. You might get popular again, but you'd have to unblock everybody.
Yeah. Nobody's watching you because you're
Interesting.
particularly interesting or talented.
Exactly.
They're watching you because you're a shit show.
Exactly. And so you're the one that's killing your channel because even now, even at her biggest ranty rant, there's like 16 people in there. And I remember from the very beginning, she'd have 80, 100 people in there watching because most of the time people were kind of listening to you act stupid, but most of the time everybody's watching the chat.
Yeah.
I'm just here
Sometimes
for
the
the
chat.
chat and the popcorn. That's what I was
Exactly.
there for. I was laughing my ass off. So, girl, you're preaching to the choir now because
Yeah.
everybody's over you. So all
See,
we're
that's
doing,
exactly why I watched, Music Biz Marty, because I don't care about Cyrax. He's,
right?
like, on repeat, but it was a chat. If you could read the chat, it was fire. It really, really, really was. Thank you, Kala.
Yes, thank you, Kala. So Kala's awesome. We love Kala, and so I mean, it's just like uh, you know, been there, done that, heard most of this.
Mhm,
Now I will give her both of them throw us twists every now and then. It's like, whoa, well, that's a new one. So the story will change, you know.
mhm.
So
Yep.
it's just like, stop. We are historians for a reason. Sorry, we have to keep saying it over and over. We are historians for a reason. You're not going to get shit past us.
Mm-mm.
It's not going to happen.
We live to point out your bullshit.
Yes, I'll be right back.
That's okay. Yes, please can't watch Annie tonight, for her crafting. And Emma's up at what, 4 o'clock? Has she posted yet? What time she's up? She's usually 4:30 my time. And I think, I'm not precisely sure what part of the country she's in, but we got a lot of time zones. If she's in the eastern part, it's 2. If she is in the oof, on the coast, not the west coast, Newfoundland and that kind, you add a half an hour to that. I don't get it, never did, how they get an extra half hour, but they do. So let me see. Whoop. Chicken lovers maliciously. I got to start watching more diligently, Melissa. I just checked. You need at least 10,000 subscribers, but perhaps I can put it on my nurse's tutoring. Maybe you can. Oh, I didn't know you had to have that many. Well, shoot. Let's get Annie's loves crafts up to 10,000 subscribers
Does she need 10,000 subscribers to do? I'm
before
sorry,
she
I got
got a
lost.
donate button.
So Barb wouldn't be able to do it either.
No. Oh, no, no, no,
So,
no, no. So,
but that's just even
wow.
more interesting too, because then that becomes even more legal and binding her making a verbal promise to anything her channel got that she would donate.
Yep.
And we have proof of both ways that she's not. So again, better be careful who you play with because some of us play the game better than you.
Mm, exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly. And there are others that comment too, because Emma does a good Barb.
Oh, she and she does an excellent perfume addict, by the way. So I was like,
I
wow.
know. She's got Barb's act. I have tried and I can't. I do a pretty decent British accent, but I can't imitate somebody, like on TV and sound like them with a British accent. Like
Right.
there are people that are very talented in that. I tried to sound like Barb, just couldn't make it happen.
And I know, and my Irish half is much better accent because I'm half and half. I don't even want to
Yeah.
say what it's called, but because I'm
I
half
like the bold
Italian and
breed
half
compared
Irish.
to the
My
rest of
my
them.
Yeah, my mom was Italian, very much so. Oh my, and my dad was Irish. So, and then I just tell people I'm part Irish and part Italian. They just take two steps back and go, "Damn."
Mhm.
That's like double trouble. But so yeah, I could do my Irish accent a little bit better than the Italian one. So it's like, it's just no. I mean, I'm just not gonna hang for the bullshit, and that's why we decided to keep following Big Al was to keep the story straight,
Mhm.
and we can do that with Barb too. I'm
Oh,
sorry, any of
oh,
the weirdos that come
absolutely.
along, we keep your shit straight.
We got lots
You
of people that take notes. We
Mhm.
have the night crew
Yep. Yes, we
or the
do.
other insomniacs that can't sleep. We love them because I'm in bed
Um,
by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
I know, and
This is
I'm
why I get mad at Michael because he puts on his lives like just as I'm turning out the lights, I'm going, God damn it.
I know, same. Oh, but that's okay. I mean, he was trying to cover Elaine, but
I
what is
know.
I don't know
How?
what is wrong with this woman.
Oh,
Ah, it's painful,
and you
like
know
they've been
she's
telling
drunk.
her. I
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, she's definitely got memory issues because first she denies, "No, that wasn't me making all those comments everywhere." Yes, it
Yes,
was.
it was.
Because
And
I
Michael
checked it
proved it.
too. Yeah, and all you have to do if somebody and they're getting better about it. I mean, at least mods can check the channels and go back now. But if someone leaves a comment on anybody's channel, you can follow that person back to their channel to see if it's really them or not.
Mhm.
So if they make a comment in your comment section, you can go back and look. So that's the first thing I did when I saw her. I was like, why is she over here talking about shit that was weeks ago? It didn't make any sense to me. And what she's talking was just like gibberish.
Yep.
So they're trying to
Right.
get, and God love them. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to give somebody closure, which I think is poor Heather. So, they're trying to give her some closure because she even took a break for a while and came back because she got tired of the nonsense bullshit, probably. So, they're trying to give her some closure. And Elaine's like, why? They're like, why are you commenting all over the internet about stupid shit? Oh, well, that's not me. That's not me.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was you. It was.
Put
Well, and then it
bottle
was,
down, Elaine, and don't tag me anymore because I've taken that option away from you, so I don't get notifications when you comment. So don't even bother. I know other people are still reacting to them, but go away. I'm not
right.
invested in you. I'm not emotionally invested in you.
No.
I'll watch you like on Michael's panel and that's about it.
Well, exactly, because she's a familiar person to us, and I kind of had the side eye with her over, and she has to understand people interact when you start interacting with other communities and other people, you fit in or you don't. It's just the way it is.
That's
Okay.
Right.
And so there's no problem, but we were because of Kim, we did start interacting with a few other communities, and that's just the way it was. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but all of a sudden, there's there's a you can't go talk about other people, or you can't go to this community, you can't go talk to this person. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're not going to tell me where I can go chat at. That's just weird and wrong. So I'm over minding my own business somewhere else. And of course, I had known Elaine from Hopper and from Candy and from just other people.
Mhm.
And again, she wants to deny this apparently, but yes, I knew who some of these people were when I modded for her. So, yes. But so
But
here
she
I'm
doesn't
just having a,
remember because
well,
she's got
apparent,
mental issues.
yeah, and that
Oh,
goes
yeah,
for
don't we all?
she's got too much weed or something. I don't know.
No,
But
it's
she's
alcohol, I can
forgetting.
tell.
And well, and I'm talking about candy. So, I mean,
Oh, can't well.
spin the wheel here. It's
I think it's
it could be
slightly more than weed now
right. Yeah, well,
because
I
she
think
went
so too
ri
after some of those latest
yeah,
outbursts. So, yeah, I get that.
absolutely,
But,
absolutely. After that unhinged rant at us
yeah,
for the trying to help, Kim with the pups
yeah,
is
that was
what,
weird.
"Okay, she's not on weed here."
Mhm. Exactly. But so, they're calling her out and it's just like, Elaine, you
Yeah.
are doing these things. Why? It's not that hard to answer the question. Well, maybe I did it and I don't remember. Well, that's clear, but you have to find out why that you don't remember.
And if
You know,
everybody that in that used to call you friend is telling you, you said it, but you keep using that same excuse, you've run it into the ground. It's like internet begging. After a while, nobody's donating, and the same with that. Well, I've got mental health issues. I don't remember. No, you don't remember because you don't want to remember or you drank too much. But if all
exactly.
these people that you want to get back in with are telling you you said it, then you got to sit back and take, a little
And
inventory
yeah,
on yourself.
right, exactly. And I think actually that and people, honestly cared about her at one point. They're just trying to
Yes.
go, look, what you're doing isn't okay.
And I
I mean,
got
I
to tell
kind of got a little more invested when, with over the laptop because I thought that was a
oh,
shitty thing to do.
it really was. And I couldn't understand because I really liked Anne's crap chat. But, she was with Elaine, and like you and I would kind of just do this, and I'm going, oh, I don't like Elaine, but I really like Anne's crap chat. So,
I know, yeah, same. Yeah, because well, Elaine,
yeah.
I was just minding my own business over in Hatman's one time. It was either Hatman's or Emma's. I really can't honestly quite remember which live it was, but I'm just over there minding my own business. All of a sudden she comes in and goes, "Are you with Chiba? Do you know who Chiba is?" And I'm like, Are
No.
you working with Chiba?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I have no idea what you're saying." So no, I don't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go at anybody that honestly doesn't deserve it.
Hmm.
I'm not just gonna pull a random person out of my hat and start attacking them for no
Right.
reason.
Right.
And I don't attack anybody even really. I call out their bullshit. So if you want to consider that attacking, then fine. But no, I'm gonna call out your bullshit. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she tells me, never mind. And it's like, well, okay, you know. And then after
Well,
that, it
she was
didn't
just
matter
throwing
because
shit at the wall to see what stuck.
exactly. And I don't know if because she was probably being told from someone else other things, which whatever, I don't care. But, she should know better too. And, but people figured it out for themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that anymore at all. But it's just like, don't worm your way in somewhere and think you have a corner on the market. You don't. People can go chat wherever they want. I mean, I'm not gonna at one point, because there was friction between, other creators, and I happened to mod for, and you did too, for both of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. But then people make it a big deal, and it's just like, that's so stupid. Then
And I'm accused of modding for people I've never modded a day in my life for.
I know, still, and well, that's the one thing that the poor man. I always have had, because there's back in the day, 3 or 4 years ago, Negs and Gigi and Peanut and all those people were around, and we had fun back then. Negs was very different back then than he is now, and we would lurk over there, and I saw tons of people I knew over there. But, and same with Belinda. I
Yep.
lurk Belinda's from time to time. So, we know of some of the same people. And she was so awful to Gigi. I mean,
Really was.
oh well, we were friends and we met over weight
No.
loss and we were nice, and she's so stupid she releases her own stupidity. All those screenshots that she put up between her and Gigi just proved that she's an idiot and a liar. So she proved herself to be a liar.
Yep.
And you could tell it was so painfully obvious there was chunks of that missing. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, it was so altered, it was
uh,
unbelievable.
it was. And she's telling him, I actually read all of it. I did. I sat there and froze it, read it, you know, and because I'm old, I need to do that. That's what started my screenshot career, by the way. And I'd be like, people would put stuff, and I'm some technologically ignorant. So I'm like, let me screenshot that and I can read it later. So that's what I did. And I found out, hey, it comes in kind of handy. So that's where I got my history from. But she was telling him she was a nurse, a single mother. And it's just like, yeah, what? You were lying to the man from the get go.
Yeah.
But my whole point of that was when he finally cut her loose, he never said her name again. That's how the she whose name shall not be named came about. And that man had the patience of Job. He
Sure did.
never
And
said her
he
name
all
again.
yeah, and he also, doesn't that I think that's why she likes to make these lies bigger and bigger and bigger, because she knows he will not
Respond.
respond to it or refute it or whatever you wanna
Right,
say.
right.
But the rest of us that knew,
Will.
well, absolutely.
Right. And, so anytime that was just classic. She even 3 years go by. She has been nothing but a fart in the wind for years.
Mhm.
And she would still try to bring him up and attack
Yep,
him.
yep, yep. She sees, ugh, I don't know. Maybe he told her a few home truths that really got to her, because subsequent to him, there's a whole lot of people that don't like her, including us, that have called her stuff.
Right.
Um, well, mind you, we did try to not talk about her, and she kept trying to bait us back into it. But I took a different attitude than Gigi did.
Yeah.
You know, um, I know she does it because she needs to be forefront. Doesn't matter if it's humiliation. Attention is attention. No bad press is good press, or no good, whatever that saying is, as long
Right.
as you got her name in your mouth.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
And that was to Annie. See you later, Annie. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
Yep.
Um,
Bye, Annie.
she kept getting blocked over at Barb's because it was Annie Loves Crafts, or it was a variation of that, but it was very similar to the
Yep.
other Anne's Crap Chat. And so she kept getting them mixed up because Barb's an idiot. My opinion, my opinion. And Annie got blocked right away, and that's all it took at Barb's. You got an opinion, you're gone. Gone, baby, gone. That's it. No opinions over here. Don't look over here. Look over here. No, no, no. So, so she was, because she even offered, because this is the kind of person Annie is. Annie's just a nice lady. She really is. And she don't take any shit either, though. And, people have tried to go real life on her. Trust me. it's kind of like Ron White in Texas. If you do anything in Texas, we will get you back. So, and if you come after Annie in an unscrupulous way, she will take care of it, and she has. So there's that.
There is that. I tend to agree with you, Calla. I think she really did have a hard on for him.
Yeah,
Except, Gigi's gay.
exactly. Yeah,
Has no interest in the vagine.
right.
Especially her ratchet rot pocket.
Right. Well, come on. Let's be honest. She would anybody else that comes along better because it's clear that and I'm talking Big Al here, that she always had her feelers out for something better to come along.
Yeah.
But this one with his status, I'm sure the way it is, he was easier to control.
Hmm.
So there's that. And maybe finally he went, you know what, man, she's gonna kill me in my sleep. So sorry. So he finally went, "Yeah, I'm good." So, but who knows? And who honestly, I don't care. I don't care where she is. You know, Hopefully she is in the nut hut getting some sort of medication because she certainly does need it. These days, though, I've talked to a few people behind the scenes, and they don't keep these people. They should, but they don't. That goes for Babs. They don't keep her either. You know, 10, 72 hours, 10 days. And, they probably
Yeah.
get them started on medication. And then one goes home and buries the medicine in the backyard. And, there you go. And the other one just doesn't take it or sells it. So there's that.
Oh, it was so Calla. You're right.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, that before he actually confirmed it. Yeah, but
Right.
come on.
Right. Right. And well, there was a live stream that I still giggle when I think about it. And there's clips of it still that float around. Um,
Yeah.
She went over to Negs, and was
Oh
on
yeah.
Neg's panel, or he, crazily enough, went on her panel. I can't
I
remember.
know. I remember watching that, going, "What are you doing?"
It
But
was
it was really interesting.
hilarious.
It was because he
Oh,
had her, you know, hi you know, what before he went downhill, he was really good
he
at
was.
sarcastic,
Yes.
repertoire, and he just brought her to her knees even though she didn't realize it, which was that's perfect. That's a talent. When you
Oh,
can
yes,
bring
it was.
somebody down like that and they don't even notice.
Exactly, exactly. It was priceless.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I think while I was in the car with my husband, and poor man, he had to listen to it because this was enough years ago that earbuds weren't a thing. And now he just walks by and hands me my earbuds. Just go, do you mind? I'm like, you're deafer than a doorknob. You don't hear any of this shit anyway. Oh my God, bless his heart. But so now he just will give me the look. I'm like, okay, you know what that look is. So
Yeah,
heaven
the
forbid that I'm
earbuds.
interfering with your, what is Tuesday is deadliest catch. So I will definitely be wearing the earbuds for Emma's tonight because he will be doing deadliest catch and will look at me like you're interfering with deadliest catch. You're affecting the
Oh,
crabs. I could see it. Oh, I cursed a football game once. All I did was walk in front of the TV at the wrong time. And he's like, well, thanks a lot. I'm like, what? And he's like, you just cursed them. They dropped the ball. I'm like, huh? I was like, oh, you're a weirdo. Get away from me. Yeah, weirdo. Stop it. So now
that's
I will do
funny.
like the Italian evil eye. Emma's aware of the evil eye. And
Yes, yes,
I,
yes,
I,
yes.
I'll do it every now and then. He'll be like, oh, I saw that. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do to me? Huh? 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 So
Oh,
no.
Calla, you're bringing up memories. I remember that a lot when Big Al sent one of her rap songs.
Is that one of the ones that, she has on Rap Time, her being a,
Oh,
"Oh,
probably.
I'm so
Yeah, but I
exhausted,
remember the
people."
reaction.
Oh, well, it was funny too because the infamous spaghetti sauce video.
Oh, mhm.
Negs reacted to it as well. and it was hilarious. His reaction was so funny, and oh my god, it was so funny. And I think that's what, kind of triggered that nightmare was I think they were expecting a different reaction. I think they thought that this was going to
Hey,
launch an
Kettle,
OnlyFans or something for him or something. Kettle, save me a
what's on the
spot at the
grill?
table, sir. Definitely. Oh my gosh, I'm going to his house to eat.
Oh, yeah. I'm
I'm
sorry.
going to his
You're
house.
gonna get a bunch of uninvited guests
I
one day.
know. I'm
Don't
gonna show
shoot
up with a
us!
gonna show up with a fork and a knife and ready for that beer. I'm gonna be ready.
Great.
Ready.
Let's bring the beer as a peace offering.
So no kidding. I guess.
Hey,
I mean, oh
Angela.
my God. Oh, Angela, good to see you, sweetie. I hope you're doing yes. Stay safe, sweetie. I'm hoping
Oh, boy.
it yeah, I'm hoping I don't have to zip down to Florida because I'm not in the mood to do it. I've got way too much other shit going on up here. But my one sister has a house down there and they are vacationing somewhere. And I'm not going to say
Oh,
where. But
no.
so this hurricane is popping up out of nowhere.
And the
So
house
I,
isn't
I
prepped.
would I would think that the person they have down there that watches the place full time would be able to go do this, and I don't have to because I don't want I you couldn't pay me enough right now to have to fly. Ugh, I'm not even. Too much shit goes on. I don't like to fly as it is. My husband loves it. He's looking out the window. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just like, no, stop it.
I like
No.
it. The last trip I took some time ago, they have those I call them runway cam, where you can watch. There's a camera underneath the plane, so you can watch
Oh,
the takeoff.
wow.
I'm there. I'm there. I want to see this. I'm always
Oh, no, no,
always
no.
up by the wings so I can watch the flaps because I know what the
No.
flaps mean.
When my family is smart and they've planned ahead, I they give Kate a half a Xanax and a drink first, It's like, yeah. So that way she's not like
Oh.
bugging us the entire time. And trust me, when I was a smoker back in the day, that plane
Mm.
would come to a stop and I'd be on my feet. And my one sister's over there rolling her eyes, going, and the flight attendant's giving me an evil eye. And my sister's mouthing to her, she's not a good flyer. Just let her off the plane. Said, yeah, you're right. Let me off of here. So no, I've never been a happy flyer. No, no, don't
Oh,
like it.
and that's
And plus
funny.
I don't like heights.
Well,
My thing is
that's the
height.
thing too. That's the thing too. But I have a thing about bridges.
Well, I do
Not as
too.
bad as I just tense up very badly and I don't look. I
Yeah, I
kind
don't
of,
like them either.
sort of
No.
worry my hands together and hope for the best. And I blame my brother for this because we family went on vacation when I was small and one of those swing bridges
Oh,
was over a river.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So he was
Washington
halfway
State
over
has
before I
everywhere.
got, and he started rocking that bridge, and
Oh,
he's such a mean brother.
yeah.
So
And
that's where it stemmed from. So I have I don't care if it's stationary, concrete. I It's built for 100 years. I don't believe it because that would be the day that all the rivets fell out.
well, exactly. My point exactly. I just go, Mothman, Point Pleasant. you know, no. And it just it freaks me out. I really don't. And I had never had a heights problem before. But when I was in my mid-20s, we went to a concert, and it was a rock concert, but it was during the 4th of July, and the weirdo thing was they had this on the roof of a parking garage. And I'm like, "Okay, whatever, this is weird," but it
Mhm.
it was fun. We had a good time. We all went, and when the fireworks started, we were on the 6th floor of the parking garage. And it has big open hunks of it, right? So everybody's running over to look at the fireworks. So because it wasn't like I was going to fall out or anything. I mean, I'm 5'8" and the thing was practically up to my boobs, so I'm not going to fall over or anything. But everybody's kind of leaning out and then looking up at the fireworks. And the next thing I know, I'm looking down at the ground and I was literally frozen.
Oh,
And I was like,
it suddenly
oh,
occurred to you.
wow. Oh my God. And I'm like, we're really high up and I'm freaking out now. And my friend next to me saw me and he thought I was kind of clowning around and he's like pushed me on my back. And I looked at him and I said, I will kick your ass. And he just looked at me and he goes, I'm kidding. And I'm like, and
At that
ever since
moment.
then, I was terrified of heights. And the Bridge of the Gods, Cala, no. I, d- and I have the same experience as Glory did. You know, when my brother was out west, he lived in Washington State, and there's some bridges that go over the Columbia River Gorge that I'm not even going to talk about it. I mean, for one, it's like a see-through bridge. It's like a metal grate type material. So you can look down there and see the water and all that other shit. I'm like, no. And then that thing will sway in the wind. And he's like, what? Kate, it's meant to do that. If it doesn't sway properly, it could snap. I'm like, well, thank you for letting me know that. You know, no. So I said, you could have left that part out. So, it's just like, oh, no, no, no. So, yeah, I've always been a kind of, I am too, now I sit right in the middle of the vehicle and just look straight ahead. And I get kind of car sick anyways because I tried to look at things going by when I was a kid. I look out the windows, the car was moving forward, and you're seeing the side of the road go by really fast. Well, they figured out that that's what was making me sick. So they're like, don't do that anymore, Katie. And I'm like, okay, And then when we went to, it was so funny. We're in the foreign country of all places. Dear God, I was so embarrassed. We're getting in the tour van, and my sister goes, "You better let her ride up front."
Oh.
And um, and the guy's just kind of looking. She gets car sick. And so poor guy, he's like, I don't really want her next to me then. And I'm sorry. Some of these countries, you're going around hairpin turns with absolutely no guardrails. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, but there's no goddamn guardrails. And the guy is honking as we're going around the corner. I'm like, why are you honking? Like a dumbass, I had to ask, right? Well, why are you honking? He goes, well, there might be somebody coming the other direction.
Yep. No, that
Well,
that was something I experienced when I was in Italy because I had never heard of that honk 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 every time. It's because the roads are so narrow, and if you have a larger vehicle like a bus or a van, then that
yeah,
yeah, you have to warn the other driver.
yeah, yeah. And I was just like, I was stunned. I'm like, but the thing, my point was, dude, you start honking as we're going around. What if they're already coming from the other side? You're honking a little late. We should be honking before we get to the curve, not in the curve. So I was like, yeah, okay. So yeah, no, I still have not made my peace. And I don't know if my husband will ever take me back anyways. We were in Durango, Colorado.
Ooh.
He just decided, his whole family was into trains and stuff. Now, many people know I am not a train fan. Everybody knows wife, you know. Um, he had to go to
Oh,
Durango, Colorado, and ride the narrow
you
gauge
kind of
railroad.
robot.
Oh, is that better? I don't hear anything now. I don't hear you. What did I do? I don't hear anything. Do you guys hear me? Uh-oh. Very scary, Cal. I don't know if can you guys hear me? Or did I boot myself? Fraggy's not even here. Uh-oh. Something must have happened. Glory be. I don't think they can hear us anymore, which is probably a good thing, poor things. Oh, they can okay, they can hear me, but not okay, she's gonna come back out. That's all right. You know me, I can talk about whatever. Um, but so he decided he needed to do the narrow gauge railroad. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll bite, I'll do it because I wanted to be a good wife and not be bad and not want to encourage my husband. So we went and stayed a couple days in Colorado. It was awesome. It was a beautiful place, absolutely stunning. And I did very good for a narrow gauge railroad. I sat on the other side where I wasn't looking out the window, and some of the stuff that he was filming with the camcorder later freaked me out, but I got through it. And he wanted to go to Mesa Verde. So he had to visit the Four Corners, which the Four Corners is you're in four different states at the same time.
Okay.
So there she's back. See, I
I
told
am.
you.
I am. Sorry about that. They are heavy duty construction out. I think they interfered.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
bless your heart.
Mhm. Okay,
Oh,
anyway, I'm
well,
back.
no, I was just giving my experience of
Yes.
Colorado. And but so we had a wonderful time and it was awesome. But he wanted to go see Mesa Verde, which is a mountain. And we're going in the car and he goes, I said, "Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful up there?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's where we're going." I'm like, "Huh? What do you mean that's where we're going?" He goes, "Yeah, that's Mesa Verde." He goes, "Katie, did you think it was in the valley?" And I'm like, he goes, "Remember they're cave dwellers?" I'm like, well, you didn't mention this part. He goes, well, you did so well on the train because that was so amazing. Oh my God, the little train takes you just to Silverton, Colorado, and you stop and eat in this
Mhm.
cute little town, and then you just take the train back. It was awesome. But they do a little like montage while you're on the train, and the conductor talks to you about stuff. And they also point out every car that went off the cliff that they had to leave there because they couldn't get them back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's like, ah, thanks for telling me that story too, folks. And this is like, oh, they're just embellishing for the tourists. And no, they weren't. So, okay. But we get halfway up this mountain. And again, there's, he thought, well, maybe you'll do better if you drive. That was the hugest mistake ever.
I
Oh my
think you
God.
told me about that, yeah.
He's like, you'll feel in control and that'll help. Trust me when I tell you it did not help, and I think he had to change clothes by the time we got back because uh-uh. We finally got up there and he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I need to go. We need to leave. We need to leave." And he goes, "We just got up here. Let's get out of the car, walk around a little bit. You'll be okay." And I'm nope, nope. I'm traumatized forever now because there's like trailway buses coming around the same time you are, and these people don't believe in guardrails. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack. And we found out later that was interesting. We were altitude sick.
Oof.
I had no idea that that was even a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, and he still talks to me. He teases me still to this day. Are we ever going to go back to Mesa Verde? And I'm like, no, 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 because you need to make your peace with Mesa Verde. So if you ever want to get under my skin, all you have to do is say, Kate, make your peace with Mesa Verde. Uh,
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
and I didn't though, but that's okay. It was what it was. But thank you for sharing Kettle's channel out. He's an awesome guy. Yeah, awesome, awesome. So, and
Yep.
he's a damn good cook.
I don't yes, yes, yes. Listen, I don't think like I will try most anything once, but I don't think I'll ever try caving.
No, me either. No, 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 nope, nope, nope,
Nope.
nope, nope, nope.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
I think that's like food, there's very little I don't like, but in trying something adventurous, caving would not be one of them.
No. And
Nope.
and it's not for, like people would think it's, because of the small spaces or bats or just whatever. No, that's not really it for me. It's just that it's so creepy to me to think if something happened and your flashlight went out or whatever, you're in a cave. You know? I mean,
Yep.
that's just like a nightmare to be sitting there in pitch blackness and be lost and everything else. Nope, I'm good. You never find my ass down there. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Mm-mm. So it's not the bats or anything like that. I could care less about bats. I'm not scared of bats or,
No,
being in
no.
a closed space necessarily, but being
Yeah, they
dark.
stink.
Yeah, they do. They
They
do.
stink.
They do stink.
They
They're
do.
cute though. They're awful cute. They're cute.
Flying rats.
Yeah, kinda.
They
But the
kinda.
Bat Channel needs us. The Bat Channel
Yes,
needs us.
yes, yes, and poor old things. So
And what
misunderstood. Mm,
Well, and I feel so bad because Australia, that's where I really started watching the bats. They had a couple of summers ago that were just horrific. They had wildfires. It was terrible. And so the
mhm.
wildlife was really becoming affected. And because I have bat houses here on the property, and they're awesome. And that's, I think, one of the reasons we can sit out back in the summertime. Is, they eat the insects, and
Yep,
we're lucky
yep.
enough that we live far enough away from the big city that we don't have a lot of lights and that kind of stuff. But we keep the little bat houses out here to make them happy, and that way hubby says they don't get behind the shutters, so we're good.
Yeah, they
So
they don't. Yeah, yeah, keep them satisfied and they leave you alone.
exactly. Oh, I do too, Cal. I mean, I got a little thing. It's the cutest little channel too. The little gal does everything she can. She rescues the bats if they get overheated, or when they have those horrible wildfires. That woman was taking in bats right and left. Because
It's
they were
funny
being
that they can't regulate their body, heat because that's also a thing in Australia was in, that dreadful heat, and then they had, wildfires also. And those bats were dropping like crazy.
yeah,
And they had this rescue up where they, had all the bats hanging and they were spritzing them. And oh my
yeah.
God, it was a real thing.
Yeah, it's this gal really does a lot, and she,
Uh,
I think once a month, she asks for donations and stuff, and so
Yeah.
it's a hard position to be in, animal rescue. I mean, because we watch Tiny Kittens and all that stuff. It's like, oh,
Oh yeah,
so
Cal is gonna put up a video of kittens tonight. So everybody go and also Calla put your link up too for those that
um,
don't know.
I'll put it in Discord for you, Kala. I'll share the channel in the Discord for you.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just she's awesome, and they show them all wrapped up with their little babies and stuff. They're so cute. They look like little, Bat-ritos. They look little burritos in there, little burritos, and they got them all wrapped up and they're little swaddled and stuff, and they all got their little things in their mouths to get ready to eat and stuff.
I
They're
think
just
we're
absolute
losing Kettle with
precious.
the baby bat burritos here.
Oh, no. He's too busy ducking and waving his hands around over his heads. No bats, no bats, no bats. Oh,
This
no.
is what happens, hey.
Mhm.
Too many stereotypes. The girls, screaming at spiders and bats and all that stuff. And actually, we kind of like. Well, I do. I like spiders.
I think I have a spider that's lived in my shower, in the upper part of my
Oh
shower
yeah,
for a
me too. His
while.
name is Maurice. Maurice is different spider, and I'm sure Maurice is actually a female because I like the females that build webs. But I always have a
Oh,
computer
okay. Then
now.
mine's a girl too then, because there's like this, and hubby had to share my shower not long ago because we had company, and he's so neurotic. He's worse than a girl. When's the last time you got those cobwebs? I said, "Oh, you didn't get my cobweb, did you?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "Well, you leave the one cobweb alone. The spider lives there." And that freaked him out even more. And he didn't want to use my shower anymore. I said, "You're such a baby. Stop it." I mean, God, because I
Okay,
am the one that has to deal with the mice and everything. I said, "Boy," and he used to
yeah,
be a hunter. He has just doesn't have time anymore, so he just hasn't done it in a long time. And we're
yeah.
watching one of the cooking shows, and they're doing a lobster. And now me, I could not cook a lobster from raw and throw it in the pot. I just couldn't do it. I just
I could
cannot do
never
it.
do it either.
Yeah,
I'll eat
I
it cooked
couldn't do it.
brought to the table, but I can't prepare it. No.
Yes,
Nope,
and
nope.
exactly. So definitely eat it, but I'm not going to prepare it. No. And so we're watching a cooking show, and they finished it, and they took like a knife and went down the back of the lobster and cut it open. And he was just like, "Oh God!" I'm like, "What? What?" And he goes, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yes, honey. They're preparing the lobster." He goes, "Oh my God, that's crazy." I said, "Dude, you'll hang a deer, and everybody knows that's where you dress a deer. You'll dress a deer and not think twice about it, but you're going to be squeamish over a lobster?" I said, huh? I said, "Dude, you're making me second guess you." I said, "Stop it."
Now, not totally related to live, but ladybugs will eat aphids on your plants if you get a influx of them.
Really?
Oh, yes. So our well, not local, it's a few miles out of town, greenhouse will sell you a bag full of ladybugs, and they're kept in the fridge, in a suspended state because of
Right,
the
right, dormant.
temperature. So, yeah,
Right.
dormant, thank you. And you take them and you open the bag when you're at home in the garden, and you sort of dump them out, and what they didn't tell my sister was when they started to revive, they immediately mate. So
Oh,
she had like 500 ladybugs screwing themselves amongst her roses. She's going, "What the hell?"
what have I
There was a
done?
massive orgy going on. And then she
That's
said they all
hilarious.
fucked off. She said, "They didn't eat my aphids."
Oh, man. No munchies
Oh,
afterwards, huh?
so there you go. She was trying to be natural about pest control, and this is what happens.
That's what you get for going organic.
Yep. Oh my god.
That's
Anyway,
hilarious.
guys, we're going on 3 hours. I
Yes,
am
and we want to
hungry,
get ready for other
and I
stuff
gotta
coming
do
up.
tea and
Me
Amazon in the
too.
fuse. So,
Yep. Yep. Well, thanks for coming, and yay, 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 ding
yeah, yeah,
dong,
yeah,
ding
yeah,
dong.
yeah.
Nay, 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 nay. But
Ding
we'll
dong.
still be back, and don't worry, we'll do her greatest hits from time to time.
Oh,
Don't
yes,
worry.
yes, we will. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming in and spending some time with us, and
Yes,
we'll see
thanks,
you
guys.
over at Emma's.